Try premium. Can you rotate it to
Test,
the
test, 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 test. Yeah, Zach, can you
Hey, can you guys change it to that?
change it to the scoreboard real quick? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Cougar Hockey here on KUGR Cougar College Radio. Connor, go ahead and talk real quick.
Yes, hello, hello, 1, 2, 3. Hello, hello, 1, 2, 3.
You are listening to Cougar Hockey here on KUGR Cougar College Radio. We're getting set for game one of the Apple Cup here in Seattle. If you're just joining us, we got a little bit of time before puck drop as the Washington State University Cougars are getting ready to take the ice wearing their all-white jerseys tonight. Alexi Kuhl in net with backup goalie Wesley Martin. Should be an exciting night of ACHA college hockey with Smith Sly and Kate Cherney on the call tonight. Please stay with us. We will be right back. A tradition as old as time. They played in football, they played in baseball, basketball, soccer, and even volleyball. But tonight, it's on the ice. The Club Hockey Apple Cup, the University of Washington Huskies versus your Washington State University Cougars on a rainy night tonight in Northgate, Washington, in Seattle. Nothing quite like it, as both the Cougs and the Huskies get ready for game 1 of 2 of this Apple Cup matchup. Looking back to last year, the University of Washington Huskies had the Cougs number, beat them in every game they faced in that year, culminating in the Pac-8 playoffs, where the Huskies and the Cougs drew each other for their first round matchup in the Pac-8 playoffs. Of course, the Huskies were victorious in that matchup in the round 1 and went on to upset the then President Trophy winners of the Pac-8 Cal Berkeley Bears in order to win the Pac-8 championship team. So the Cougs fell to the inevitable Pac-8 champions. But this year, they are back for the first time. Cougs versus Huskies, and two incredibly talented teams getting ready to face off against each other in this Pac-8 ACHA matchup. Smith Sly alongside Kate Cherney in the broadcast booth here at the Kraken Community Iceplex. And Kate, as we get ready for this matchup, looking at the talent that are on both sides of the ice, you got Benjamin Lampman on UW. He leads the ACHA in goals with 11 so far this year. How does having a name like Benjamin Lampman on your team set you apart?
It definitely gives them a really strong advantage over the Cougs. Definitely gives them a little bit of energy coming into this game, knowing that they have a really good player. But the Cougs have some very good players too, including Cole Carlson and Van Rayner, who have come out really strong this season, getting a lot of points. But the Cougs have a great size crowd this evening, which will give them some good energy coming into this game and hopefully some confidence against this really good team.
Absolutely. And although Benjamin Lampman does lead the the Pac-8 in goals with 11 so far, Cole Carlson, he's climbing up the stat sheet. He's trying to get up there in terms of points. He has 7 assists, 9 goals, and 16 points so far this year, leading everybody on the Cougs. Actually, he's tied with Van Rayner for that goal lead, but he is 3rd in the Pac-8 for goals. He is 6th in the Pac-8 for points. Of course, Andrew Fan on Western Washington stands atop the Pac-8 at the moment, 4 points. As we saw in those 2 games against Western Washington, a very, very talented player and a very, very talented team. We definitely expect the Western Washington Vikings to climb up the ranks here in the Pac-8 and could make a bid for the Pac-8 championship. That seems to be their goal. But last year, of course, like we just mentioned, it was the Huskies who came away with the Pac-8 championship win. And like you said, still a very talented team that the Cougs have this year. And in net, they're going to go with number 30, the sophomore Alexi Poole from Vancouver, Washington. And when you look at the stats, you'd be a little bit nervous if you're a Coug fan. He only has an .898 save percentage, and he's averaging 4.62 goals average per game, which again, that 4.62 goals average, you think that it's a little bit scary if you're a Coug fan, but then of course you have to look at the fact that he's faced 364 shots so far this year and has made 327 saves. Nonetheless, a dog in net. He did get pulled from that second matchup against the Western Washington Vikings. What's it mean to have a guy like Alexi Poole in net for the Cougs?
I mean, we've watched him. He's an amazing goalie. He's got a really good knowledge of where the puck is. It's just he faces so many shots. There's only so many you can say without, help from the defense, help from the forwards. So if he's getting that support, if he's getting those help, and we're getting pucks out of our own zone, then we're going to be really good in the neutral zone and eventually get pucks into the UW zone and have some scoring opportunities.
And of course, looking across the ice to the other side, to the guy in the purple and gold, the number 1 best goaltender so far this year for the Huskies has been Zach Reddy, the junior, and he is a stat sheet darling when you look at his numbers. A .974 save percentage, 0.57 goals against average. I'm going to say that one more time. 0.57 goals against, which is mind-boggling. Granted, he's only made 76 saves, but he's also only allowed 2 goals so far this season, despite playing the most games on this UW roster. Again, how does having Reddy possibly in net for the Huskies benefit them in this matchup?
Yeah, Reddy is a beast out there, and he's got a really good defense supporting him as well. The defense on UW is very strong, and they really help support him, but he still has great knowledge of where that puck is, and it can track them really well, which is really an advantage. So if the Cougars can screen, get bodies in front of the net, get pucks moving, I think it's really going to help them get those scoring opportunities on this really good goalie.
Absolutely. Looking at this matchup tonight, looking at the records for both these teams, Wazoo is definitely an underdog. UW is 8-1 so far in the season. They are just 1 loss away from being undefeated. And of course, they are 4-0 in conference. That's right, 4 wins, no losses, undefeated in conference so far. Looking at the Cougs, it's the complete opposite. 0-2. Those 2 losses to Western Washington were a bit of a backbreaker coming into Pac-8 play. but nonetheless, Cougs are kind of hunting that first Pac-8 win of the season. And how does, playing Western, who's going to be a top team in the league, and then playing UW, who's definitely a top team in the league, how does that kind of change the game plan for the Cougs coming into this matchup?
I mean, I definitely think they're going to come out really hard this game. I definitely think they're going to try and match the speed a little bit. They're going to need to if they want to even come close in this game. But I always love an underdog, and I always love to see it. So hopefully we'll see that in this game, and we'll see what happens.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to head to the national anthem and roster announcements here at the Kraken Community Iceplex as the Cougs get set to face the Huskies. We'll get back to you at Puck Drop. Again, you're listening to Cougar Hockey here on KUGR Cougar College Radio. Don't you dare go away. We will be right back.
And here's tonight's starting lineup, as selected by Husky head coach Matt Clayton. Zach Reddy. Number 8, Chris Williams. Also on defense, number 9, your captain, Darren Morris. And with number 43, Jim Young. In center, number 92, Ben Blackman. And right wing, number 91, Dominic Wolf. Please rise and remove your hats for the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Okay, who's the backup goalie?
The first line out for the Cougs, Max Lazaro, Cole Carlson, Samuli Sahovnen. On defense, it's Sam Hembury and Keegan Lucas. And between the pipes, the big man, Alexi Kuhl. And then, as we mentioned in the open, the goaltender for the University of Washington Huskies is nobody else but Zach Reddy, the junior. As we are getting closer and closer to puck drop. Kate, what are we looking forward to in this matchup?
I'm really looking forward to see how strong UW comes out against, a team that they might think is not as good as them. I think the Cougs are going to definitely be out for a little bit of blood, hence this is the rivalry game, but I'm really excited to see this matchup.
The face-off is underway. Let's sit back and enjoy this one, ladies and gentlemen, as the puck is loose in the neutral zone. And Morris for the Huskies will push it in behind the net. Sam Hembury to clean up in the corner, tries to get to Cole Carlson as he has it taken away by Eom for the Huskies. As they'll continue to scrum for it, and as it leaks into the neutral zone, the Huskies have to go back, touch it up. Things already physical in this matchup. As Morris will stop and start in his own zone, park himself behind the net of Reddy as he looks to try and break it out. The forecheck for the Cougs trying to pin him down. As the Huskies feed a pass over to Williams, who tries to get it past Eom, who just tips it for Morris. A little bit of steam, puts a shot on goal, just goes over the head of Alexi Kuhl. Kept in the zone by number 34 for the Huskies. Keegan Lucas back to play it. Feeds it for Sam Hembury, his partner on defense, who tries to get it to Cole Carlson, who just turns it over to the Huskies. They can't keep it in the zone and have to touch up. As Ferguson will try and push it into the zone as he's got 3 Huskies trying to take away, and they finally will back into past the Kraken logo in the neutral zone. As Cameron Britz for the Huskies, number 34, brings it on the near side, fires a weak shot over the head of Alexi Kuhl, and that puck will leak into the neutral zone. As the Huskies push it on off sides, and the Cougs will look to break it out. Sam Hembree trying to clear it out. Taken back by the Huskies. Konopka tries to push it in. As number 20, Evan King, is there to pester him. Tries to feed a pass over to Ferguson, who tips off his stick. And out of play, 18 minutes and 36 seconds left in this matchup. And so far, it's been the Huskies trying to break in and the Cougs shutting them down.
So far, the Huskies have come out really strong already. They have amazing puck control, which so far the Cougars have struggled with a little bit this season. So they're definitely going to have to put a lot of pressure on the Huskies right now.
Second line out for the Cougs. The senior Van Rainer out to the faceoff. It's won by the Huskies. Konopka feeds it over for number 3, who plays it off the boards for Cameron Britt, who slaps it into the zone. Behind the net, Lexi Cool. No icing. Lexi Cool a little bit confused on the call. As Hank Hamlet tries to play it, turns it over. Konopka, a shot through his screen. Loose puck. They can't connect on it. The Huskies had a loose puck and just couldn't quite bury it in the net. As it's turned over to Lucas Robinson on defense. Here he comes. The Coug tries to feed a pass to Evan King. It tips off the stick of number 3, Drew Heiser, into the Huskies bench yet again, and we will have another neutral zone faceoff.
So far, the Huskies have been finding those lanes. They've been making really solid passes. And so far, the Cougars just haven't been able to get control of this puck so far.
The freshman Matthew Taylor to the faceoff circle as it's won yet again by the Huskies. 18 minutes and 10 seconds left in this 0-0 game so far in the first period. As the Huskies, Maloney trying to clear it out. He's just being pushed back by this Cougar forecheck. As the forecheck for the Cougs yet again pins down the Huskies. As that is turned over to Aiden Bushkin, the freshman, who tries to keep his handle. He's tripped up, and there will be no call. As here come the Huskies. Number 44 loses his handle. Just has to dump it into the zone. It's leaking here behind the net of Lexi Cool. Micah Clark tries to get it for number 13, Lex Ballard, who gets shoved into the boards. He's got 3 Huskies trying to take it away from him with Matthew Taylor there to his aid. Lex Ballard, the freshman, trying to backhand it out, trying to get it to Cadence Kelly's. It's turned over to the Cougs. Micah Clark feeds a pass to David Bushkin, who can't keep his handle. Kept in yet again by the Huskies. Here comes number 44, Sloan. Puts a shot on goal, loose, out in front. Alexi Cool dives over the top of it, gets the save with 17 minutes and 18 seconds left. Still 0-0 as Lexi Cool gets a needed save right there.
The Cougars right now have not had any control of this puck. All of their passes and breakouts have been the puck has been a little fluttery, so meaning that they're not making those hard passes that they need to be making to break it out.
Andres versus Samuli Sahovinen with the first line out for the Cougs as the Huskies keep the zone. 22, Patterson puts a shot on goal. It just goes wide of the net. Lexi Cool just had to steer it wide as Max Lazaro tries to clear it out. It'll hit off the boards, out of play, and we'll see where they put this face-off. Still 17 minutes and 5 seconds left in the first period. 0-0. Goose eggs on both sides. Like you said, Kate, the Huskies have just been smothering the Cougs so far, keeping it in their zone, forcing them to make sloppy passes as the first line stays out for the Cougs. Andres versus Sahovinen, familiar sight in the far faceoff circle. Faced off, goes into the corner as they continue to scrum for it, fight for it along the boards, and Sahovinen will play it off the glass, down ice. Will this be long enough for icing? Yes, it will. They'll blow the whistle as Cole Carlson could not catch up to it, and they'll drag this face-off back into the Cougar zone as the Cougs are unable to get fresh bodies on the ice.
The Cougs are panicking a little. They're just kind of dumping pucks into the box and dumping pucks down the ice, so they need to get control if they want to even have a chance against UW.
Samuli Sahovinen, Anthony Andres. We've seen this 3 times now as the first line stays out for the Cougs in the near face-off circle in the Cougar zone. Takes a little bit of time here, and they finally drop the puck. Kicks out to the stick of Sam Hembree, who backhands it around the boards, trying to get it out. Trying to find Max Lazaro. It's kept in by Andres. McConnell is there to push it in deeper as Max Lazaro gets it on his stick and finally clears it out. Sahovinen backhands it to Carlson, who just doesn't quite keep it on his stick. And the Huskies there to play it in their own zone. Backhands it around for number 9, Darren Morris. Trying to clear it out. Sahovinen takes it away. Loose out in front. Cole Carlson puts a shot on goal. Turned out by Reddy. As here comes number 8 for the Cougs, or for the Huskies, Christopher Williams pushes into the zone. Down ice, no icing. McConnell back to play it. Tries a centering pass. It doesn't quite work. It's flipped up off the boards, kept in by Williams. Pushed in deep, and Sahovinen has to play it behind his own net. Stops and starts, trying to shake off the defense. Drops it for number 21, Reed Mullen, who feeds a pass to Carlson. Tips into the defensive zone. Down ice. Will this be icing? Zach Reddy has his hand up, and it is icing. This will be brought back into the Cougar zone yet again as there are 16 minutes and 4 seconds left in the first period.
Back on that last play, there was a great play there right by the net where he kind of made that move and dropped past it. That was what they need to control the puck and get kind of bodies moving, getting UW spread out and get pucks moving and lanes open.
The superstar, Benjamin Lampman, to the faceoff circle. The senior, he's 11 goals tonight, looking for number 12. As his faceoff is at their feet, they're scrumming for it, hacking at it, whacking at it. It's Wolf. Dominic Wolf comes up with the puck for the Huskies. He gets shoved into the boards by Samuli Sahovinen as it kicks out to the stick of Lampman, who has it poke checked away from him by Sam Hembury. Sam Hembury loses his stick. They're still scrumming for it, fighting for it in the corner. Reed Mullen, the defenseman, putting in overtime as he comes up with the puck. Stops and starts behind his own net, trying to get it out. It's taken away by Eom, who tries the backhand pass. Doesn't quite work as it's kept in the zone by Williams. What a good keep from Williams, but nonetheless, Samuli Sahovinen gets on his stick and clears it down ice. Both teams getting a change as they'll fight for it in neutral zone. Evan King laid a hit on Eom, and here comes Lampman on the near side. Stops and starts, dangles on his backhand, pass it to Williams. He scores! Darren Morris with the feed from Benjamin Lampman. Getting loud here in the Kraken Community Iceplex. They break the ice 1-0. The Huskies take the lead.
I mean, that goal was really just getting their bodies in front of the net, screening that goalie, and just creating a little bit of chaos. And Alexi Cool just could not see it. Went in. I'm pretty sure it was on the ground, but still, nevertheless, lucky and beautiful.
Face-off won by the Huskies. They lead it 1-0 now as number 77, Kanapka, feeds a pass that's tipped into the zone. As it'll leak onto the net of Alexi Cool, who put the glove over it, smother it, and slow down this game with 15 minutes and 11 seconds left. Number 9, Darren Morris, the defenseman, a senior with only 3 goals and 1 assist so far in the year, finds the back of the net yet again off the feet from Benjamin Lampman. What an electric play. As this will be in the near face-off circle of the Cougar zone. Face-off won by the Cougs, taken by Reed Mullen, tries to clear it out, doesn't work, kept by the Huskies. Leaves it for number 11, who backhands it out for number 3, who puts a shot on goal off body, turned off the pad of Alexi Cool. Huskies keep their possession. Number 3 puts a shot on goal from well out, hits off bodies out in front, never reached the net. As here comes Cadence Kelly for the Cougs. A feed pass from Matthew Taylor, got picked off, read by the defense beautifully. And it's still cleared into the zone by the Cougs. Kanaka back to play it for the Huskies. Still ringing around the boards and finds Cameron Britt. Here comes Britt on the far side. He's no one to pass to. Has to ring it around the net of Alexi Cool. Pass out in front, doesn't work, doesn't find anybody. It's picked up by number 11. He looks for an opportunity to shoot, moves out to center ice, pass over to Kanapka, puts a shot on goal, loose out in front, turned out by Alexi Cool. A centering pass out in front doesn't quite work as Cadence Kelly gets it, clears into the neutral zone, forces the Huskies have to touch up. And Matthew Taylor back on the forecheck, relentless, the freshman, looking for goal number 2 on the season. As the Huskies, with a head of steam, number 11 feeds it for Cameron Britt, who just lost his handle, but it's picked up by Maloney, who pushes into the zone. Defenseman Sam Hembury back to play it, feeds it for Sahovinen, who tries to clear it out. The goal is play dead as the goal came off its moorings, and we'll see where they put the face-off with 14 minutes, 2 seconds left in the first period, 1-0. The Huskies lead it after that Morris goal. Still sorting some things out here. A little bit of confusion, though. Bring it out to the neutral zone. As the first line's out for the Cougs. Samuli Sahovinen into the faceoff circle. He's got Lazaro to his right. Cole Carlson to his left, who is 4 points away from 100 career points. As this faceoff is won by the Huskies, they'll push it into the zone immediately. Sam Henry back to play it, trying to clean it up. We've seen him do that all night. As Cole Carlson will get the puck. Played off the boards for Max Lazaro, who feeds it to Sahovinen, just wide of his stick, but he still comes up with it. Past the Kraken logo, plays it off the boards into the zone. Sahovinen back to play behind the net of Reddy, as the Huskies are just trying to clear it out, and they'll get it onto the stick of Sloan, who will play it through to number 65, who will bring it past the red line, dump it into the zone, onto the net. Alexi Cool kicks out wide as they try and backhand it on net. Doesn't quite work out as Sloan is there to clean it up. Number 44 for the Huskies drops it back for Yang. On the far wing, passes it back to Maloney. Feed out in front for Sloan. Shot on goal, turned out by Alexi Cool. What a good scoring opportunity. What a better save from Cool as Maloney comes up with the puck for the Huskies. Fighting, scrumming for it. On the far wing, he has to push into the corner, drops it for Yang. Yang on the far corner, backhands it out to no one in particular. Leaks past the Kraken logo, and the Cougs will get a change. Sloan loses his handle, turns it over to the Cougs, as it will be taken now by Van Rayner, the senior, who jumps it into the zone. Second line out for the Cougs, some fresh bodies. As Needham tries to clear it out, kept in by the Cougs, trying to get it onto the stick of Evan King, who can't quite get it. As the Huskies tripped up there, there'll be a call. The Cougs touch up, and the Huskies get tonight's first power play, and we'll see if they can't make this a 2-0 lead with only 12 minutes and 42 seconds left.
We see with the Cougs line so far, they have very different ways of playing. Cole Carlson is very aggressive on the puck. He's always going after it, very trying to like close lanes, pick up pucks in loose areas. Van Rayner, obviously, we just saw dump the puck. Just like playing this dump and chase hockey, and it's interesting to see how they kind of differ.
False start on the faceoff here as Evan King heads to the penalty box for tripping. He's got 2 goals so far in the season. He had an electric start back in that opening series against the University of Idaho. Got his first goal as a Coug, and since then has been very quiet. He's been hunting goal number 3. As the Huskies win the faceoff in the Cougar zone, shakes off the defense. Number 43 loses his handle. Eom in the far corner, backhands it for Maloney behind the net of Cool. Gives it back to Eom in the far corner. Pass out for Dominic Wolf at the blue line. Gives it back to Eom. Number 43 on this Husky team. As he's in the far wing, tries to drop it for Konopka, just goes wide of his stick. It's Reed Mullins there to clean it up. Reed Mullins trying to fight off 2 Huskies, and he has it taken away by Maloney, who feeds it out in front, and they tried to clear off the face of Matthew Taylor. That had to burn as Benjamin Lampman picks it up. Pirouettes, gives it to Maloney, who gives it back to Lampman at the blue line. Back to Maloney on the far near wing. Gives it to Benjamin Lampman, who puts a shot on goal off the pad and into the glove of Alexi Cool. Maloney and Lampman playing catch, but Alexi Cool able to get that stop.
We had actually talked about this before the game, but the Huskies right there were running a little bit of an umbrella play in the beginning. The Cougs did not adapt to it, keeping the box instead of going for a diamond, which is better used to defend that.
The teams that are able to read that umbrella play are usually the ones that are able to stop it from scoring. And like you said, if you can't figure that out, they'll end up scoring on you, as the Huskies are trying to set up a player right now behind the net of Cool. Number 828 feeds it out for number 11, who feeds it over for Morris. The goal scored tonight is a shot from the blue line, seen by Alexi Cool as he turns it out and gives it for Max Lazaro, who tries to clear it out. Doesn't work. Number 11 picks it up, feeds it for number 34, Cameron Britt. Shot on goal, turned out again by Alexi Cool, as it's kept in the blue line by Williams. Feeds it for Morris, who just doesn't get that pass to connect, as Irwin, number 11, feeds it for Williams at the blue line. Back to Irwin. Shot on goal, through by. Turned out yet again by Cool. Back to back to back. Electric saves for the goaltender in net for the Cougs.
Right there, the Cougs just needed a little line change. So getting fresh legs out on the ice to break this power penalty kill.
30 seconds left on the power play for the Huskies, trying to get something in the waning stages, as number 28 has it in the far wing. Gives it back to Irwin, out to Williams at the blue line. The power play unit trying to connect, as Irwin feeds a pass across, and it was read by the defense, tipped away, kept in yet again by Williams. The Huskies just trying their best to stay in the zone, as Irwin is being pestered by Samuli Sahovan. They feed it to Morris out in front for Britt, who just can't get on his stick. What a golden opportunity, spoiled by a bouncing puck, as Irwin picks it up at the blue line. Shot right into the chest of Samuli Sahovan, and that had to hurt, as they'll feed it for number 28 behind the net of Cool. Tries to get to Williams, has to rethink his strategy, kicks it out to Irwin at the blue line. Pass over, number 34, who's a shot on goal off the pad of Alexi Cool. What a save, as it's ringed around the boards, out of play, and the Cougs are finally getting some fresh bodies on the ice and take a breath.
What a rally there by UW in front of the net there, getting pucks, making some chaos. That's going to create scoring opportunities.
And the puck trying to get tipped into the zone, hits off the high stick of Reed Mullen, up and out of play. We'll see where they put this face-off with 10 minutes and 15 seconds left in the first period. Still, the Huskies leading 1-0 after that Morris goal back early on. But now the Huskies in the Cougar zone. We'll see if they can't capitalize. As Maloney heads to the face-off circle, opposed by the freshman Matthew Taylor, near face-off circle. It's a bit of a false start, but they'll go with the play as Sloan puts a weak shot on goal wide of the nets. But nonetheless, Lexi Cool reaches out, makes the snag, and will do it again. 10 minutes, 11 seconds left in the first period. They drop the puck at their feet, won by the Huskies. Sloan drops it back for Peterson, who has to play through his skates, as it's picked off here by David Bushkin, who tries to feed a pass to Caden Skelly, as it's picked off by the Huskies. They'll scrum for it, hack at it, whack at it here in the neutral zone. Pinned against the boards, they'll get it out for number 22, who shakes off the defense, gives it for Sloan. Number 44 feeds across to no one in particular. Nobody had their head up, as Patterson has to try and just push it deep, as the Huskies just trying to keep the zone. Fed around for David Bushkin, who tips it into the neutral zone. Matthew Taylor back to play. He's been a dog physically tonight, as it's taken up by Maloney for the Huskies. Tries to feed a pass through the neutral zone, past the red line, picked off by Lucas Robinson for the Cougs. They'll flip it up through the neutral zone, trying to connect with Nico Umale, as it's picked off yet again by the Huskies. Number 89, Amalia Lee feeds a pass from number 65. He gives it to number 12, back over to Maloney. He shakes off the defense. He's got Ali to his right, leaves it back for a lead, puts a shot on goal. A dribbler that's turned away by the defense. And here come the Cougs. Number 24, Cole Carlson, team captain, to Max Lazaro, tries to put on a move. In the near corner, slams into the boards. As two Huskies, two Cougs just fighting for possessions. Kanopka tries to clear it out. Kept at the line. Sam Henry shot through bodies, turned away by Reddy. Just got the pad to it. As the Huskies try and clear it out. The Huskies throw the Cougs just trying to smother them. As Max Lazaro gloves it down. Leaves it for number 22, Nico Umale. And they're going to blow this play dead for a hand pass. A bit of an interesting call there. Max Lazaro gloved it down. And it's hard to tell if you got to stick to it, but the refs able to catch that mistake right there. And we'll see where they put this face off.
You know, it's getting a little aggressive out there, and the Cougs are not doing well when they're getting penalties. So as it's getting aggressive, they just have to not retaliate, stay out of the box, especially if they want to even have a chance against this UW team.
Sorting some things out here on the ice, trying to figure out where this faceoff will go with the second line out for the Cougs. Van Rayner opposed by Anthony Andres in the faceoff circle, won by the Cougs. Keegan Lucas feeds it to Sam Hembry, who dumps it into the zone just wide of the net already. As the Huskies feed a pass to Ali, tries to clear it out, and they will pass the neutral zone. Here comes Andres, past the red line, past the blue line, puts a weak shot on goal. It's turned off by Alexi Kuhl. Andres picks back up the puck, tries to feed it out in front, but the defensive bodies shut him down as Keegan Lucas has to play it off the board, trying to find Evan King. As two Huskies were there to try and take it away from them. Loose puck in the near corner. No one knows where it is. As finally it gets onto the stick of Ali, who has it poke checked away from him. Keegan Lucas now on the far wing. Feeds a pass for Evan King, who did not have his head up, did not see that puck coming near him. And now the Huskies will look to reset and break it out. As that puck is turned over to the Cougs, who push it back into the zone. Kanopka feeds it to Ali, past the red line, dumps it into the zone. They go off for a change, get some fresh bodies. As Dominic Wolf is there to play, but he has it taken away by Lex Ballard. He's the physical defenseman on offense, on defense. As the Cougs are able to clear it out, and the Huskies have to touch up. Fed over to the left side of Alexi Kuhl. Micah Clark backhands it for David Bushkin. Plays it off the boards and not out. Kept in by Williams. As Guillaume tries to find it in his case, and he will. Bushes out in front, puts a shot on goal. No, just goes wide. Guillaume trying to do it himself. Doesn't work out as Matthew Taylor, the freshman, plays it off the boards through the neutral zone. Down ice. No icing as the Cougs get a change, get some fresh bodies on the ice. Williams pirouettes in his own zone. Finds himself pinned down by the forecheck of Samuli Sahovanen. As Cole Carlson is there also try and take it away, but he'll play it off the boards for number 9, who tries to get it for Dominic Wolf, who tries to feed a pass for Eon, but it was just picked off by Cole Carlson. And Lex Ballard plays it off the boards for Carlson. Backhands that off the boards for Max Lazaro now. Leaves it for Cole Carlson. He puts a shot off the blocker of Reddy. What a shot and what a save. As they will scrum for it, fight for it, hack for it in the corner. Max Lazaro comes up with it. Feed across ice to Lucas Robinson. Puts a shot on goal. Loose out in front. They're hacking. They're whacking. And just doesn't connect. As Zach Reddy stays strong and keeps it out of the back of the net. Max Lazaro tried to feed it out in front, but went off the skate of Samuli Sahovanen. And here comes Eom, who has it poke checked away from him. But Benjamin Lampman brings it on offsides. What an eye from the referee as Eom just couldn't quite keep his skate. And that'll slow down a Benjamin Lampman opportunity, which could have made this game 2-0.
You know, so far, we talked about how good of a goalie Reddy is, but I really don't feel like he's faced very many shots so far. The Kicks have got to get it on net, but so far, UW is just dominating them, beating them to pucks, being faster, finding those open lanes, and just connecting passes so much better than the Cougs have been.
6 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first period. 1-0. The Huskies lead it. As Jake Ferguson, Van Rayner head to the faceoff circle. They'll sort some stuff out here, sort out the placement of the players on the ice. And they finally drop the puck, won by the Huskies. Irwin tries to bring it in himself as he has it poke checked away, puts a shot on goal off the blocker of Alexi Kuhl. Kept in by number 65, who feeds it in deep for Ferguson. Behind the net of Kuhl, he leaves it for Irwin, who gives it back to Ferguson. He'll look for someone to pass. He'll give it to Irwin, he's being pestered by Lucas Robinson. As it's in the far corner, kicks onto the stick of number 27, Brendan Borland. Tries to clear it out. He gets shoved into the boards hard by Ferguson. As a feed pass for Hank Hamlet. Here he comes, one-on-one. Make that 2-on-1 as Hank Hamlet tries to pass out in front, picking out the body of a Husky. Almost went on net, but Reddy able to keep his vision of the puck, get his glove on top of it, and there's some pushing, there's some shoving, physicality. Cougs and Huskies do not like each other. You mentioned it, Kate. These teams have been starting to get physical, and it's looking like it's starting to boil over right now with 5 minutes and 57 seconds left in a 1-0 Husky lead.
Obviously, we don't know what's happening on the ice. We don't know what they're saying to each other. I'm sure there's a few chirps going on as this is the rivalry game. But the Cougs have got to stay out of the penalty box. It has killed them in their previous games, just with so many penalty minutes, and they're having 4-on-5s, even 4-on-6s at times. It hurts them a lot, and it creates too many scoring opportunities for the other team.
One of the main issues with this Cougar team is penalty trouble. We've not just talked about it repeatedly. It's a bit of a young team, a lot of freshmen on this team, which makes them a little bit of an undisciplined team at times. They get into penalty trouble, like you said, those man advantages when you're the Cougs, even being down one man right now, especially in a game where the Huskies have done such a good job of suffocating you in your own zone. If you go down a man, it's almost guaranteed they're going to somehow get a goal. As Jake Ferguson, the sophomore, with 4 goals and 7 assists on this team for the Huskies, heads to the penalty box, and he is irate, frustrated with the call as he takes his seat in the sin bin. And the first line for the Cougs. Out to the faceoff circle. Max Lazaro wins it, gives it back to Sam Hembry, who leaves it for Cole Carlson, the superstar on this team. As Hembry will feed a pass to Lazaro. The Cougs plying a breakout. Here they come on the man advantage. Lazaro, far wing, puts a shot on goal that goes wide. Kept in by Cole Carlson. Near wing, backhands it for Lazaro on the near wing. Trying to get to Carlson, who just somehow keeps it in zone. But the Huskies tip it out, down ice, and will force the Cougs to have to touch up. 1 minute and 30 seconds left on the power play. The Cougs trying to make the most of it as Lazaro dangles, drops it back for Sam Hembry, who feeds a pass to Samuli Sahovinen, breaks into the zone. He's got 2 Huskies taking it away. Cole Carlson, he gives it to Samuli Sahovinen, pass out in front to no one in particular. Van Rainer puts a shot on goal, tipped off a stick, and out of play. The senior, the captain, Van Rainer, trying to get the equalizer and just gets denied by a defensive stick.
So far, the Cougs have definitely been aggressive. They're trying to get those pucks on net. Some of them are just not working out. The UW has really strong defense, and they're using it to their advantage right now.
Far face-off circle. Lazaro to the circle. As it's won by the Cougs onto the stick of Cole Carlson, who shoots a shot off the pad of Reddy. As that puck is cleared out, almost hits off the dome of the official and goes down ice. For Alexi Cool to play, he muffs the pass. It's picked off by number 12, Yang, for the Huskies. As he tries to clear it out, Sahovinen there to fight for it, pin it against the boards, kill some time. The Huskies just trying to whittle off that power play. Here's a loose puck on the stick of Sloan, puts a shot on goal off the blocker of Alexi Cools. It's gloved down by a Husky, but the Cougs pick it right back up. Sahovinen has to pirouette back into his own zone. As Sahovinen stops and starts, he's only got 40 seconds left on the power play. The Cougs trying to capitalize, down by 1. They'll feed a pass to Samuli Sahovinen, who didn't have his hands up, and the Huskies are irate about too many men on the ice. They'll blow this play dead, and it looks like the Cougs might have just lost their power play to too many men on the ice penalty.
Those penalties are unfortunate, but they happen. It's just not getting off that ice quick enough. It's a matter of knowing where your players are on the ice and not sending it there at that moment.
As you can see there, the pass was fed across, trying to find, I believe, Samuli Sahovinen, who was going off for a change. Getting a little bit lazy there, just kind of had his hands by his side, just kind of gliding off the ice there. Not a lot of hustle there from the Finnish phenom on this team. And we'll try and figure out, it is a bench minor, so we'll try and figure out who they're going to send to the penalty box or if they're going to call a penalty at all. They're still kind of talking things out here. But, the Husky bench was just up in arms immediately after it hit off of Samuli Sahovinen's skates. We'll sort things out here. We've got 4 minutes, 28 seconds left. 1-0. Huskies still leading after Darren Morris got on the board early. And it looks like they are not going to call anything against the Cougs, as we'll just bring this face-off to the neutral zone face-off circle on the far side, just off the Cougar bench. As Matthew Taylor, third line out for the Cougs, won by Washington State. As Keegan Lucas goes back to play it on defense. He's got Lucas Robinson with him, paired on D, with David Bushkin as well, as Keegan Lucas stops and starts. Feeds a pass to number 14, Cadence Kelly, who tries breaking the zone, gets shouldered hard into the boards by Williams. Huskies trying to clear it out, and they will off the skate of Lucas. Here comes Dominic Wolf, all alone. In the near corner, tries to stop and start. He's got Matthew Taylor, puts a hip check on. As Lucas Robinson, trying to clean up the puck, drops it back for Taylor, the freshman. As Dominic Wolf is just fighting, trying to keep his forecheck alive as he tried to feed a pass to Benjamin Lampman, picked off by Keegan Lucas, who got tripped up there, no call. Looked like he might have just lost his edge. As the Huskies have it in their own zone, feeds it across for Williams. Tries to play through the neutral zone, poke checked away by the Cougs. As Benjamin Lampman tries to clear it into the zone. He's got 2 Cougs there to take it away, but Dominic Wolf comes up with it, passes over to Guillaume. on the far wing, puts a shot on goal, kicks off a body out in front. And here come the Cougs. Number 2, David Bushkin, the freshman phenom. Here he comes all alone on the near wing, puts a pass out in front, but kicked off the defensive skates of Lampman. As Lampman feeds a pass to Dean Morris, the goal scorer, who tries to clear it in. Loose in the neutral zone. Huskies hacking at it. They'll push it into the zone as the power play expires with 3 minutes and 10 seconds left. Loose in the Cougar zone. Lucas Robinson on defense to clean it up. A bit of a bouncing puck. Plays off the boards, trying to find Carlson. And Carlson will get it. Tries to feed a pass for Lazaro, taken away by the Huskies. As they have it at the Kraken logo. Drops it back for Cameron Britt, who tries pushing to the zone and is cleared out again by Michael Clark. The Cougs just trying to keep the Huskies out of their zone. As the Cougs get a fresh body on the ice. Played into the zone by number 65. Cameron Britt goes to clean it up on the near corner. He has it. Pass out in front to no one in particular. Picked off by Max Lazaro, who feeds Cole Carlson, who has it poke checked away from him. Cleaned up by Micah Clark, who dumps it into the zone. Around to Cole Carlson on the far wing, who just shakes off the hits. As the Huskies try and keep possession. It's pushed in deep for Max Lazaro in the far corner. Trying to feed Carlson. He has it behind the nets. Has it poke checked away from him. Lazaro comes up with it on the far corner. Backhands it out to Micah Clark, who puts a shot on goal off a defensive skate loose out in front. Tipped on goal. Zach Ready. The few shots he's seen tonight have been a little bit of weak dribblers, but he's made the save time and time again with 2 minutes and 10 seconds left in the first period. 1-0, the Huskies leading.
The Cougs are definitely getting better control of this puck right now in the end of this period. I mean, they're making those little short passes in the neutral zone, which are hurting them a little bit, but ultimately coming out hard right now.
Huskies win the faceoff in their own zone. Number 22 feeds a pass. That's picked up by Andres, who just brings it in just on sides. As he tries to feed a pass to a lead, just goes wide. He has to try and clean it up. As the lead picks up the puck, taken away by Hank Hamlet, the freshman, who clears it out. And the Huskies have to touch up. As it's just pushed into the zone by the Huskies with 1 minute and 46 seconds left. Hank Hamlet tries to leave it for Van Rayner, who finally picks it up. The senior tries to clear it out. Pushed back in again by the Huskies. They are being just relentless on the forecheck. As they play it off the boards, try and clear it out. The Huskies push it in yet again. The Cougs getting smothered by this UW forecheck. As Keegan Lucas tries to break it out by himself. Doesn't work. Picked off by number 22 as it poke checked away by Van Rayner. As the Huskies just desperately trying to push it in as Hank Hamlet plays it off a man trying to get off on a change. They'll blow this play dead as it looked like it hit off Logan Maloney trying to get off the ice. And we'll see where they put the face off with 1 minute and 15 seconds left. 1-0 hockey game here in the Apple Cup at the Kraken Community Iceplex. Darren Morris, the senior, got on the board early in this first period, and so far has been all quiet on the Western Front. As Matthew Taylor goes to the faceoff circle, third line out for the Cougs, won by the Huskies, who pass it across the Kraken logo for Kanapka, tries to bring it in, feeds it for Sloan. They get in cleanly. Sloan out in front, trying to push in, trying to put a shot on goal, pass out in front, a loose puck, almost connected on by UW. They'll blow this play dead. It looks like there's going to be a penalty here. We don't know who against. We'll sort things out here with 1 minute and 1 second left.
UW's strategy so far has definitely just been getting pucks down on front of the net, creating some chaos down there, so it makes it really hard for Alexi Cool to see what's going on.
The freshman, David Bushkin, gets caught for tripping, and he will take a seat in the sin bin. As we'll have a face-off on the far face-off circle, just off the right side of Alexi Cool. The penalty kill out for the Cougs. As the Huskies look to capitalize on this man advantage to see if they can't get a 2-0 lead going into the first period. Lazaro to the faceoff circle, taking a bit of time here, trying to sort things out, and they finally drop the puck. As Lucas Robinson tries to play it off the board and out. That's kept in by the Huskies, who get a pass to Lampman. Tries to get a pass to somebody in particular, fed out by number 18. Pardon me, that's number 58, Smooth Sahovinen, who clears it down ice, uses the power play to his advantage, and allows the Cougars to reset here. As Dominic Wolf feeds a pass for Logan Maloney over to Kanapka. Backhands it to Eom, puts a shot on goal, turned out by Alexi Cool. Another shot that's again turned out by Alexi Cool. As the goal comes off its moorings with 30 seconds left, back-to-back scoring opportunities, but back-to-back saves from Alexi Cool. 1-0 here in the Kraken Community Iceplex. 30 seconds in the period, 1 minute 30 on the power play. The Huskies desperately trying to get that second goal of the night. As the faceoff is won by the Cougs, they try and clear it out, but it's kept in by Dominic Wolf. Feeds Maloney over to Lampman. Here comes Lampman. Heavy shot turned out by Cool. The rebound cleaned up. No, doesn't connect as Lexi Cool is able to just stay strong. Huskies, Eom, in the far wing, gets it to Maloney. Gives it back to Eom on the wing. Who will he find? Who will he pass? Who tries to put a shot on goal himself? A loose puck that just goes wide of the nets as Lampman's there to pick it up. We got 5 seconds left. Lampman over to Eom, who's a shot on goal. They'll blow this play dead. Call a penalty on the Huskies. And we'll see who heads to the box. Looks like it's going to be Kanapka for the boys in purple and gold. He does not like the call, and it evens things up here. 4-on-4 hockey with 2 seconds left in the first period.
This game right now is definitely getting very aggressive between the two teams, and it's going to be interesting to see if this is going to carry into the second period or if the coaches are maybe going to talk to them about getting these penalties.
David Bushkin in the box for the Cougs. Kanapka in the box for the Huskies as they will bring this face-off into the Husky zone. They got 2 seconds, and we'll see if the Cougs can't get a buzzer beater and get the equalizer. As the face-off is won by the Huskies, Maloney will just pin it against the boards, and that'll do it for frame number 1 here at the Kraken Community Iceplex, the Apple Cup here in Seattle. And so far, it has been gritty. It has been physical, and the Huskies have a 1-0 lead after Darren Morris, the defenseman, got on the board early in that first period. Kate, what did we see in frame number 1, and what are we expecting in frame number 2?
Obviously, in that period, UW just dominated. They were getting to pucks much quicker than the Cougs were. They were handling it better, creating lanes, 4 passes, and creating scoring opportunities, making that chaos in front of the net. That's really just making the Cougs collapse and even screen their own goalie at times, which we did see with the first goal. So I hope that the Cougs kind of spread out a little, create lanes, create passes, control the puck is going to be really important because that is going to create hard, good passes, which are going to give them breakouts and scoring opportunities, especially in the neutral zone, and really just overall looking better in that second period.
2 penalties heading into period number 2. Kanapka for the Huskies, who's got about 1 minute and 50 seconds left on his power play. And then, of course, David Bushkin, the freshman for the Cougs, with about 40 or so seconds left on his power play. We thank you for listening to Cougar Hockey here on KUGR, Cougar College Radio. We will be back for period number 2 with Kate Sherney on play-by-play. And we thank you for watching. Please stay with us. We will be right back.
This is a KUGR sports production,
Good pass down low to Airstrip, and he scores off the glass.
giving you play-by-play coverage of all your favorite WSU athletics.
He doesn't get it! He stopped at the line!
Football, basketball, baseball, hockey, and more.
Absolutely electrifying play from Washington State to get him right back in this game.
Follow us on YouTube at KUGR Sports to listen to every game live.
Oh my goodness, are you kidding me?
Never miss a moment with the best in the West. KUGR, the student voice of the Palouse.
Gets the Cougs on the board with less than 20 seconds remaining in this first period. Here come the Cougs.
And now, back to the game.
You're listening to Cougar Hockey on KUGR.
We just saw period 1 here for UW versus the Washington State Cougars. It is a 1-0 game right now, and so far it has only been UW. They have absolutely been dominating, creating lanes, creating passing opportunities. So far it has only looked like UW, and purple is there on the ice right now. Not much red and white going on. We are back with KUGR Hockey. I am Kate Cherney alongside Smith Sile. And what do you think of how this period is going to look so far?
Well, let me tell you, that first period was not what I was expecting. I was expecting the Huskies to come out and punch the Cougs in the mouth a little bit. And to be perfectly honest with you, the defense for the Cougs kind of kept them in that whole period. It was 22 shots for the Huskies, only 8 for the Cougs. And I mean, the Huskies were just peppering them. Lexi Cool just had to kind of be a brick wall. But the defense for the Cougs is just staying as strong as they possibly can, getting those poke checks, getting those bodies on pucks, trying to clean up some of those opportunities. The goal that happened was Benjamin Lampman trying to put a shot on goal, ends up passing it over to Darren Morris, the defenseman who gets his 4th goal of the season. A little senior-to-senior action there with Lampman to Morris. So the fact that the Cougs have held the Huskies to only 1 goal, considering that the Huskies put up an 11-goal performance against the University of Idaho Vandals, I was expecting these Huskies to come out a little bit explosive, a little bit powerful, and so far they've been a little bit muted. But that's how impressive it is to say that them being muted is to put up 22 shots and to hold the Cougs to only 8. So, I mean, nonetheless, just such a dominant team from the Huskies, but the Cougs have been hanging tight with them through that whole time.
Yeah, and we talked about Logan Maloney at the beginning of the game. So far has not been too much of a standout player. What do you think he's thinking this period right now?
Well, I mean, going into this period, the dam's about to break. I mean, as good as the Cougs have been, I wouldn't be surprised if the Huskies kind of maybe blow it up a little bit. That's kind of been the theme of Cougar hockey a lot so far this year, has been that second period might be where things start to get a little away from them a little bit. What happened in those Western games? Of course, the first game, Western kind of came out, put up a 3 spot, was able to kind of take the lead back. In game 2, they were able to come out in period 2 and dominate a little bit as well. But I mean, if you're Logan Maloney, if you're Benjamin Lampman, if you're Dominic Wolf, if you're any of these top names on the Huskies, you know you're due in period number 2 tonight.
So far, we're coming out 4-on-4. This is going to create a lot of ice, starting with Benjamin Lampman versus Samuli Sahovan. It is a tangle between the pucks. Eon takes it. Number 8 does a little spin move to get away from Sahovan there. Takes the puck wide, driving the net there. Wide takes a shot and is stopped by Alexi Cool.
Good opportunity there for the Huskies. I mean, they win the faceoff. That's kind of been, they've been winning faceoffs all night tonight, and that's also kind of been killing the Cougs a little bit, is they'll win that faceoff, immediately get momentum going, and so far they come out with a little bit of a bang right there.
Same top line, Max Lazaro taking the faceoff. It is stopped again by Alexi Cool.
And you almost feel bad for him. He has to be a brick wall in net so far tonight.
Cougs win the puck on the hash. UW gets it back and is taking control of it, sends it up to the D, back to the hash marks. Controlling it, trying to make moves away from the Cougs. Sends it down to the corner. Trying to get to some open ice there to get a shot. Sends it on net, and Alexi Cool stops the puck.
That was Benjamin Lampman with the shot there. I mean, the senior, he's got 11 goals. Again, we mentioned before, he leads the pack. So far, he's been very quiet tonight. He doesn't have the assist, but he's been kind of muted a little bit by this Cougar defense. And then, of course, Lexi Cool making that glove snag there. So, I mean, Benjamin Lampman, if he can get hot, though, things could turn around for the Huskies right quick.
We're getting a Cougs line change right now. UW still has the same line out there with Lampman taking the face-off.
Cougs are trying to sort things out here. They'll bring Evan King onto the ice, the freshman. He's looking for goal number 3 on his Cougar career.
Yes, and Evan King will be taking the face-off against Lampman. Lampman wins the puck, tries to send it back to the D, but it is taken. Shot on goal. Cougs get possession of the puck and send it out of the zone. Williams grabs the puck, looking for a regroup, sends it to Lampman, takes it behind their own net, looking for passes, drives it up the ice, up the middle. He is just absolutely skating through these Cougars. Number 9 gets a shot on net, but it goes over. Yom is taking control in the corner, but Cougs are pressuring him there. Cougs get in the center of the ice and are trying to make a play, breaking it out. Sends it back into the Cougs zone. Lexi Cool has the puck for number 25 to take it. Evan King has the possession of the puck. Sends it to number 5. Passing it off the boards, turns it over to UW. Gains it again. Sends it low on the glass. Slap shot to the net, but goes wide. Number 2 takes it and doesn't ice it down the puck.
Bit of interesting call there. Definitely looked like he might have played it icing the ice. I mean, the refs don't call it there. A lot of interesting stuff happens in the ACHA, so they'll blow this play dead here. But, yeah, there was a great scoring opportunity back. I mean, it kind of got buried there. A bit of weird sloppy hockey going on there. Very slow coming out to start the second period. But Benjamin Lampman almost had a scoring opportunity. And one of the things I want to touch on is that, yes, he has 11 goals so far this year, but he also has 10 assists. I mean, 11 assists now after that one that he fed to Darren Morris. But, I mean, as good as he is at getting in and scoring, he's also great at understanding when his window is closed and giving it to somebody else to try and get that scoring opportunity.
We're currently at full strength. Ferguson versus Samuli Sahovan. Ferguson wins the puck to his right wing. Cougars get possession of the puck, try to break it out to no avail. Needman keeps it in. Breaks it out to Samuli Sahovan, but UW gains the puck again. Patterson takes the puck in, trying to drive the net, takes a shot. Goes high. Battle between UW and the Cougars behind the net there. Sends it up. UW wins the puck to their D. Number 22 pressures. 13 gets the puck out of the zone. Number 12 tries to help, but Neiman sends it back into the Cougar zone.
And the forecheck for the Huskies right now is just so electric. They just keep these Cougs smothered in their own zone.
There's been really strong board battles right here. UW and then Cougs, and then UW and then Cougs. Finally, the Cougs get possession of the puck, but send it back to Patterson there on the blue line.
Looks like there's a penalty here. Not quite sure what the official is signaling. It looks like it's going to be number 11, Cameron Irwin, the junior on this team, who's going to head to the penalty box. So far, the Cougs and Huskies have kind of been trading like back and forth on the penalty, on getting the power play, getting the penalty kill, getting the power play, getting the penalty kill. It's been even on both sides in terms of the penalties for both these teams.
And both teams are coming out a little sloppy this period. UW is not looking as strong as they were last period. The faceoff will be down in the UW zone.
You got 16 minutes, 54 seconds left in the second period. Still 1-0, Huskies leading.
Face off of the 12s, that's Max Lazaro versus number 12 on UW. Cougs missed the puck on the blue there, trying to win that battle as UW pressures them. Little collision there on center ice, but ultimately, the Cougs get possession of the puck. Samuli Sahovan is trying to drive it wide, looking for some passes, maybe some support. He finds that in the D and eventually finding some open lanes near the top of the circle. Little board battle right there. Corner, the puck's loose, but UW sends it out of the Cougar zone for no icing.
And Cole Carlson was trying to get on the scoreboard there. I mean, he's been hungry all night looking for an opportunity to score. He's tried to put shots on net, gets one there, but I mean, just kind of sails it over the head. But we'll see if the Cougs can't connect on the power play right here.
Van Rainers in that corner was trying to pressure that puck, but UW got possession and is currently skating it out. Number 77 driving wide. Tries to get a shot on net, but it just is missing it. Cougs get it out of the zone again to try to get it into the UW zone, but they cannot get possession of that puck, and UW sends it out once again.
Man, this is just brutal for the power play for the Cougs. Every single time they try and get set up, it's just been the Huskies getting it on their stick and clearing down ice, just using that penalty kill to their advantage. I mean, here comes Cole Carlson, though.
Cole Carlson in the corner with number 2 trying to get possession of that puck right there behind the net. Sent back, number 9 on UW, clears it out of the zone. Lucas Robinson just missed it, sent into the corner. He's going to give it to number 34. Sent back in front of, or behind the Cougars net for a little regroup there. Number 34 gets the puck. Again, taken away by UW. Sent back to number 9, Lucas Robinson. He's going to send it way far deep in the UW zone.
That was Logan Maloney, who just keeps forcing these turnovers. He's a senior on this team. He's got 4 goals, 6 assists. He's a bit of an unsung hero. I mean, he does have the points to kind of back it up a little bit, but he's just been physical. He's been everywhere. He's been quick. He's just been forcing these turnovers.
So far, WSU has been using their low and kind of net area to their advantage. They've been really sitting behind that net trying to regroup. UW has the puck right now in the neutral zone, taking it deep. Number 91 gets a shot on goal, but Alexi Cool stops it and covers it.
Man, Dominic Wolf, just a firecracker of a wrist shot. I mean, he's been an assist demon so far this season. He's got 12 on the year. He only has 5 goals. He was looking for number 6 right there. I mean, Alexi Cool, he's just had to stand on his head so far in this matchup.
Cougs win the faceoff. Number 7 tries to take the puck, but UW takes it away. It's cleared out of the zone. UW sends it far deep. UW and WSU again on that board, but is kicked out to the middle to Lampman again. Gets a shot on net, but is cleared. UW behind the Cougars net is facing a little bit of a board battle from number 13.
Man, Lex Ballard, he has just been a name. I feel like we just keep saying it over and over again. He's a freshman. He's a defenseman. He's physical. He gets in on plays that even plays you wouldn't think he'd be involved in. And he just somehow finds a way to force those turnovers and start things. And he's just been a bit of an unsung hero for these Cougs.
UW has a regroup there and sends it into the Cougars zone for an icing.
Man, let me tell you, this second period has been incredibly underwhelming on both sides for the Huskies and for the Cougs as well. I mean, the Huskies still lead it 1-0, but like I mean, you kind of touched on it a little bit as well. They've come out a little bit flat, but as flat as they have come out, the Cougs have come out flat as well. You'd think you'd have a little bit more fire for a rivalry matchup.
The faceoff is won by UW, sending it to the corner and eventually around to number 43, where number 25, Sam Hembry, will keep the puck in. Samili Sahoven there trying to support him, helping that puck. The puck is sent out slightly for that offsides call.
Yeah, it looks like somebody got the hand on it, just trying to like push it out using their hands. That's what the referees are kind of signaling there. So again, they're going to try and sort out where they're going to put this face off. But I mean, you got 13 minutes, 20 seconds left, 1-0 Huskies lead it. They're going to put it in the Cougar zone, the Husky zone. I mean, the Cougs, so far in this period, these have been some of the best chances they've seen so far tonight.
Definitely, they've been really controlling this puck. Samila Sahoven loses the faceoff, is trying to back check and try to get that puck back. Cougars get possession of the puck, but it is taken quickly away by UW. Shot on net. UW gains possession of the puck from that shot. I apologize, the Cougars. Looks to be no call there. UW gets the puck, breaks it out of the zone very quickly. Britt tries to take it into the zone. Wide, he's got a player very close to him. Sends it up to the D for Needham. Number 22, David Patterson gets the puck. Sends it back into the zone. UW player there front of the net, and there's a goal. Number 34, Cameron Britt. Just beautiful there on the side.
Holy cow. Cameron to Cameron action. You got Cameron Irwin, picks up the puck, the junior behind the net, Lexi Cool, and just nobody covering Cameron Britt, the other junior on this team. So Cameron to Cameron, junior to junior, picks up the puck on his stick. I mean, it's just too easy. As good as Lexi Cool has been so far in this game, it's hard to stop a shot like that. Just fucking firecracker of a wrist shot just to bury it in the back of the net. I mean, 2-0 with 12 minutes left. It's looking pretty good for the Huskies right now.
Absolutely beautiful positioning there in front of the net. The puck is in the Cougar zone currently. Number 9 has control of the puck, sends it to number 2, David Bushkin, the freshman. He tries to get it out, but it is quickly stopped by the UW defense. The Cougars get it out again, try to get it into the UW zone, but do not have possession of this puck. Number 14, Cadence Kelly, tries to get the puck, kind of shoves the goalie a little bit, but it is completely covered.
Man, David Bushkin just feels like he's a one-man army out there right now. After the Huskies just got that goal, he's been lowering the shoulder, getting some hits, trying to force those turnovers. He just puts a shot on goal right there. David Bushkin, he's been a freshman phenom on this team. He's been a little bit muted so far in the past couple games. He's got 4 assists. He's got 7 goals. He just wants number 8 on the year.
The Cougars win the puck, sending it back to the D for a shot on net. Goes wide into that corner. Number 21, Reed Mullen, is holding that blue line so well. Sends it back into the zone. UW gets possession on the hash marks, getting it out and getting an icing for UW. So the faceoff will now be in the UW zone. The Cougars are getting a quick line change.
This is good for the Cougs. Get some fresh bodies on the ice. UW might be a little bit tired here. I mean, the levee has got to break eventually, and this may be an opportunity right here. You got the face-off in the Husky zone. You got some tired bodies out there. You got your first line out there. The Cougs, this is a make-or-break opportunity right here.
Number 12, Max Lazaro versus number 18. Max wins the puck, gets a small chance on net, but it is weak, and it's sent to the corner. There's a small board battle there between Cole Carlson and number 19, but UW sends it behind the net to get it on the hash marks and eventually break it out here. They're carrying it the middle of the ice, getting these short passes back and forth. It is now behind the net, looking for a lane. Defense number 89 loses the puck on the blue. Number 12, Max Lazaro, tries to carry it into the zone, but is stopped. UW number 3 once again has the puck and just sends it into the Cougars zone.
And you can tell Max Lazaro trying to get that break out there. He was a little bit tired, immediately subbed off the ice, but I mean, just nothing left in the tank there. The Huskies caught up to him immediately.
Number 3 tries to hit number 2 there in the corner there, but is quickly stopped, and the puck is sent back out and into the Cougar zone.
And like I said before, David Bushkin looking like a one-man army out there. He's laying hits, he's putting on shots, he's executing passes. He's just trying his best to keep the Cougs in this game.
Number 5, Matthew Taylor, is trying to get that puck behind the net, loses possession. Defense keep it in the zone. Once again, shot on net, and it is gloved down.
Man, the Cougs are just desperately trying to keep that puck in the zone. I mean, Matthew Taylor fighting to keep it in the zone. And of course, Tegan Lucas right there cleaning up at the blue line. He needed to push the puck deep there, and just kind of puts a little bit of a weak shot there, and just a little bit too easy for Reddy. But I mean, I've been a little underwhelmed by Zach Reddy so far in this game. The shots he's been facing have been weak at best.
Van Rayner here versus Megan Maloney on the face-off. And it looks like Van Rayner wins the puck, trying to get it on net, but it's a little flimsy. Number 7, Hank Hamlet, sent it to the corner there. Defense keep it in the zone, sending it back into that corner. UW is trying to get this breakout, but Washington State Cougars defense is just absolutely stopping them right there. Sent back into the corner. There's a small fight right there. But ultimately, UW wins the puck, sends it up the glass and into the Cougar zone for yet another icing.
Man, the Cougars, they are hungry. They're craving. They just need that first goal of the game. You've led up to first to Morris in the first, then to Britt here in the second on that really well-executed play, Cameron to Cameron. I mean, it's not that they haven't had opportunities, it's just but the defense for the Huskies has just been keeping that puck weakly shot on goal. So we'll see if they can't capitalize right here.
Max Lazaro wins this faceoff again, sends it up to his D to D for a shot that goes above the net. Number 24, Cole Carlson here on the board battle, wins it down, but but UW gets possession of the puck. Tries to send it up on the hash marks there. The defense were not able to stop it, but Cole Carlson was able to get that puck and kind of control it a little bit until UW took it away.
Great hit there from Samili Sahovian to force a turnover.
UW here trying to get possession of the puck in the neutral zone, just dumps it into the Cougars zone. A little bit of control there behind the net. Sends it to their forward on the hash marks, looking for a breakout pass to the middle, but is quickly stopped. Number 12 tries to control the puck, but is quickly taken by Wolf. Wolf again tries to take this puck from number 21, Reed Mullen. Sent it to the far hash marks. Using a little bit of Gretzky's office back there. Almost tipped in there by number 43. He just barely sent it over the net. It is cleared from the Cougar zone. Again, there is an icing call as UW tries to go get that puck, but is just not quick enough.
Man, all of those scoring opportunities were set up by the forecheck for UW. They have just been incredibly fun to watch. As if when the Cougs drop back into their own zone, trying to regroup, trying to get a little bit of breather, like you're supposed to be able to do, it's the Cougs right on top of them, almost like a full court press, just keeping them pinned down time and time again, forcing opportunities like that where Eom almost got on the board for the Cougs, for the Huskies, almost made it 3-0, but we'll see if the Huskies can't capitalize right now in the Cougar zone.
The Huskies win this face-off, sending it to the hash marks, trying to get control on the boards, but the Cougars pressure them, causing them to turn it over to their D, and the Cougars send it into the net there.
And if you're watching at home and you're confused why Reed Mullen isn't skating to the penalty box right now, is because there is no delay of penalty in ACHA hockey, which is a bit of an interesting rule. So really, as a defenseman in your own zone, you can kind of just scoop it up out of play whenever you feel like it, and you'll never have to go to the box. So they'll just have to put this faceoff back into the Cougar zone with a 2-0 Husky lead and 8 minutes left in the second period.
It looks like there might be a scoreboard problem. Ref is talking to the scoreboard. Yes, I believe there was a time issue. There is 8 minutes and 18 seconds left in this period. The Huskies lead 2-0. Face-off with Samuli Sahovian versus number 98, I believe. UW wins the puck, taking it in the neutral zone, looking for that regroup. Lampman is thrown off the puck, and number 12 takes it in, making moves, but is poke-checked by the goalie as a UW player also trips over his own goalie. Lampman tries to take it back into the Cougar zone, but is stopped. Looks like there will be a whistle on the play.
Oh.
Just an offsides right there.
Oh, my goodness. That was some chaos hockey right there. Max Lazaro trying to play hero there and get the Cougs on the board. Just kind of had the poke checked away almost. Huskies collide out in front. I don't even know what I just saw, but it was just incredibly bizarre. I mean, the Huskies still lead it 2-0.
Ferguson here versus number 5, Matthew Taylor. Ferguson wins it back to his own defense, who sends it into the Cougars zone. Number 11 beats the Cougars to the puck, but sends it to the middle where number 13 gets it and breaks it out. Number 2, Bushkin sends it into the UW zone, but is quickly stopped there in the corner. The defense have it, make a D-to-D pass, try to shoot, but it is screened. UW takes the puck out, tries to look for Britt, but it's sent a little far ahead. It is sent into the Cougar zone where they will try to break it out once again, but UW is just controlling them currently.
And David Bushkin laying another hip check there. I mean, he's been good on the stat sheet, but he's been good physically as well.
There's a small battle there in the corner, but UW wins it and sends it up to the D. UW D tried to carry the puck. David Patterson there getting a little scramble with Bushkin. Cougars send it into their own zone, it looked like, for maybe a regroup. Tries to break it out on the boards there, sent to number 20, Evan King, who's carrying it wide down the ice. Makes a spin move in that corner to try to escape UW, but is stopped. Now
it's Keegan Lucas there just trying to keep it at the blue line. I mean, he's been doing that kind of all night tonight, able to just kind of get on his stick, kind of just clear it up into the zone. We got 6 minutes, 27 seconds left in the second period. 2-0 Huskies leading, but we'll see if the Cougs can't break the ice.
Number 12, Max Lazaro takes it against number 18 for UW. Max Lazaro wins it, sending it to Cole Carlson, who tries to do a spin move, but does not make it and sends it to Max Lazaro, who also cannot get the shot on goal, sending it to the hash marks, which is then cleared into the Cougars zone. Cole Carlson gets possession of the puck, sends it back out, and it is sent back in by Heisner. 25 gets possession of the puck, sends it to 34. Smiley Sahoven has the puck, is carrying it down, trying to get through these UW players. Kind of sends it flimsy into the puck, but Heisner loses it in his feet and is able to get it deep. Number 12, Max Lazaro had a shot there, but it went above the net. Heisner grabs the puck again, is trying to send it out. 34 stops it for the Cougars defense, sending it back into the zone.
Man.
Number 77 carrying the puck, looks for somebody to wing it to, but does not get possession of the puck and is just sent out.
Man, Max Lazaro has just been trying to get on the score sheet so much tonight. He's had quality shot after quality shot. He has that one out in front right there. I mean, it's just a matter of time before he gets on the board.
Number 18 carrying it into the zone, trying to look for someone to get that backdoor pass, but the Cougars are on them. Cougars behind their net trying to send it out. UW picks up the puck in their own zone. Sends it to number 12. Beautiful pass there. He's making moves, making dangles, but the Cougars stop them. Cougars there trying to get the puck behind their net, but UW wins it. Cougars there in front of their net, trying to make defensive plays, trying to get the puck away. Is hit hard. Number 21, Reed Mullen. Number 44 takes a shot. It is stopped by Alexi Cool. Puck goes wide, almost there. Had an open net, but nobody to capitalize on that backdoor pass. Alexi Cool stops it, and number 44, Sloan, is knocked to the ground by Cougars player number 9, Lucas Robinson.
Man, it hasn't been too chippy so far in the second period. It got a little heated at the end of the first. That's kind of the first sign of life that both these teams have shown in the second period. Lucas Robinson just kind of pushes Sloan down to the ice there. I mean, pretty obvious. The ref went and talked to Lucas Robinson about that. Lucas Robinson obviously pleading his case, probably trying to argue that he was a little bit up in his face a bit. But I mean, still, Huskies leading 2-0. You got 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in the second period.
Face-off is number 5, Matthew Taylor versus Lampman again. Lampman wins that, sends it to his D, but Cougars are all over them. Jan gets the puck, tries to send it into the Cougar zone, is a little flimsy. There's going to be a board battle here between number 16 and number 91 for UW gets it. Number 43 tries to take up a shot, but is quickly stopped. They are looking for those backdoor passes. Number 16, Michael Clark, gets the puck out and sends it into the UW zone. Goalie sends it to the hash marks. Number 8 tries to clear it, but is hit by a stick. Again, Michael Clark tries to send it into the UW zone, looking for Bushkin and Matthew Taylor there. UW gets it again and sends it out. Number 43 tried to carry it there, but had to just send it into the zone far. Lampman there on the hash marks, trying to look for someone to pass to try to kind of walk in and get that goal. Number 13 has control of the puck for the Cougars. Tries to make that center ice pass, but Yom quickly stops it. Number 13, Lex Ballard, gets control of the puck on the boards. Again, looking for that breakout pass, but is just sent out of the zone for David Patterson in the UW zone to get and skate out of the zone. He is going cross ice, tries to make a shot, but it is stopped by Sam Hembry.
Oh my goodness, selfless hockey. Way to put his body on the line for that one. That definitely stung, but I mean, he's a defenseman. That's his job at the end of the day.
Number 11 tries to shoot, but it is stopped again by Alexi Cool. Shot after shot from UW, but the Cougs are getting bodies in front of the net. Cole Carlson tries to get possession of that puck there in the middle, but he had 3 UW players on him. Ferguson tries to take a shot, but it is stopped by Alexi Cool's stick. number 17, Van Rayner here, tries to send it to Cole Carlson, but it is stopped again by a UW player. Cole Carlson sends it into the zone where it is stopped by the goalie. UW picks it up behind the net, sends it to Britt. Britt skates it far down the ice, making a spin move there on the hash marks, looking for someone to pass to, loses the puck, and number 20, Evan King, tries to pick it up. He is very much pressuring these defense right now. Britt gets it once again, just sends it into the far corner for the Cougs.
Yeah, a minute and 30 left here in the second period. Still 2-0 Huskies leading.
UW there tries to take a shot on net, but is stopped again by the Cougars defense. There's a small battle there in the corner, which is won by UW, sent up to their defense for a shot on goal. Little bit of chipping there in front of the net to try to get that puck just kind of shoved in, but it is again stopped by Alexi Cool, who is absolutely standing on his head right now.
Yeah, I mean, Alexi Cool, he's just being forced to have to be a brick wall. I mean, this Husky offense hasn't exactly been electric so far tonight, but it's just been the defense for the Cougs just trying their best to keep him in this game. And, of course, I mean, that was Logan Maloney, the senior for that team, trying to get on the board, trying to get his 5th goal of the year. But, I mean, nonetheless, we'll have a face-off here in the Cougar zone. There's still a minute and 18 seconds left. So the Huskies just trying to get a last-minute goal here to maybe make it 3-0.
There was a goal from, or not a goal, a shot from the defense, number 44, Sloan there. Alexi Cool stops it, gloves it, and they will line back up again. Number 2 versus, I believe it is Matthew Taylor on that face-off. Sends it up to the UW defense. UW wins that face-off. Sent back down to the Cougars. There was a play there behind the net. He sends it to someone in front of the net for a shot, but it is again gloved by Alexi Cool.
Man, the freshman, Taylor Sloan, he's going to be kicking himself after that one. A pass out in front, tried to get a shot on, just kind of didn't quite whip on it, just kind of muffed the shot a little bit. It got a little bit of a bouncing puck, just kind of chipped it up and into the glove of Alexi. A little bit too easy there. But I mean, Taylor Sloan looking for goal number 2 on the year.
That is Samili Sahoven on the faceoff versus number 2. UW gains possession of the puck. Number 44, Sloan, is trying to get possession, but is tangled up in his feet. Ultimately gets it down in the corner and loses it once again. The puck is sent up to the UW defense. Shot on goal, but it is sent wide to the glass. Battle there on the corner, and then the hash marks is sent low again. It is just battle after battle between the Huskies and the Cougars right now. The Huskies get it, try to send it on net, but it is not working. Number 2 picks it up, tries to get it in front of the net, trips over Alexi Cool, and it causes this chaos in front of the net that we see now.
That right there was ACHA hockey incarnate. Just pure chaos as the Huskies are in desperation mode right now. They got 27 seconds left in the second period. They want to make this a 3-0 game. I think the Huskies know that they could 1,000% be leading this game 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, but they just haven't really been able to break past Lexi Cool aside from those 2 opportunities. So, I mean, you can tell desperation right now kicking in. They're trying to get something going in this second frame.
Lampman here versus Samili Sahoven. And Lampman wins the puck, sends it back to his player number 91, who tries to get it on net, but is sent into the corner. Number 43, their battle with Samili Sahoven. And a defenseman there. It is sent up to the UW defense. Sent back down, but is not quite on net. Number 12, Max Lazaro tries to send it out to number 25. Dang. What an insane period for both teams. Both teams look incredibly messy, and that was some insane hockey that period. It is the end of the second period. Huskies lead 2-0. What do you even think of that period so far?
Well, Kate, let me tell you, I am underwhelmed. Capital U. That first period looked like this was going to be a close matchup. It was going to be fiery. It was going to be testy a little bit. Tempers were kind of flaring a little bit towards the end of that first period. It was 1-0 Huskies. The Cougs defense was just being electric. I mean, led by Alexi Cool, just having to stand on his head in that period. We've said that so many times tonight. But I mean, this second period was flat, absolutely flat, flatter than a soda that you leave out on your kitchen table. It was, like you said, sloppy would be the word I'd use for it. Sloppy both on the Cougs side and on the Husky side as well. Not executing those passes, not getting into the zone cleanly, not being able to kind of set up these opportunities. Of course, the Huskies just a little bit better. Of course, they were able to have Cameron Irwin connect with Cameron Britt to get goal number 2 on the evening. Cameron Irwin gets his 9th assist on the year. Cameron Britt gets his 4th goal on the year. So nonetheless, the Huskies still able to get a goal. So they're still averaging 1 goal per period. And of course, the Cougs just being shut out so far. I would say not shut out by Zach Reddy, shut out by this Husky defense, which just keeps getting the sticks involved, keeps getting those poke checks, keeps shutting down these opportunities. So as good as Zach Reddy looks on the stat sheet, I'm beginning to see why he's only averaging 0.57 goals a game.
Like I said, coming into this game, their defense, the UW defense, is very strong. They're not really letting the Cougs get any shots at all, for that matter. But the Cougs came out this period looking a lot better than they did in the first. They're pressuring them. They're getting sticks on pucks. They're stopping their lanes from passing, which is causing them to panic a little. And I think that's causing a little bit of the sloppiness. But I'm excited to see the start of the period. I think Alexi Cool is absolutely keeping them in the game. And I'm so excited for the next period.
Absolutely. I mean, the Cougs have kind of stayed out of penalty trouble a little bit, like we mentioned before in the open, and we mentioned before, I believe, in the first and second period as well. That penalty trouble has kind of been what's been killing the Cougs so far this season. And in the first period, they were kind of going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth with those penalties. And the second period kind of calmed down a little bit there. We mentioned before, like tempers weren't really exactly flaring up too much in that second period. But again, if the Cougs can just stay out of the penalty box and maybe get a couple more power play opportunities, that's probably going to be where they're going to connect tonight. If you're going to see the Cougs get on the board, I have no doubt in my mind it'll be on the power play. So if the Cougs can just stay out of the box and force a couple Husky penalties, I have no doubt they could possibly break the ice and avoid getting shut out in this game.
Yeah, I'm Kate Cherney alongside Smith Style. So excited for the third period. Please stay tuned. This is going to be a very exciting game. We're excited to see the next period. And that's all for us right now. We'll see you in the third.
This is a KUGR sports production,
Good pass down low to Airstrip, and he scores off the glass.
giving you play-by-play coverage of all your favorite WSU athletics.
He doesn't get it! He stopped at the line!
Football, basketball, baseball, hockey, and more.
Absolutely electrifying play from Washington State to get him right back in this game.
Follow us on YouTube at KUGR Sports to listen to every game live.
Oh my goodness, are you kidding me?
Never miss a moment with the best in the West. KUGR, the student voice of the Palouse.
Gets the Cougs on the board with less than 20 seconds remaining in this first period. Here come the Cougs.
And now, back to the game.
You're listening to Cougar Hockey on KUGR.
A tale of two benches tonight. University of Washington Huskies laid back, relaxed, holding a 2-0 lead coming into the third period of action. And then the Cougs, a bit tight, a bit irate, a bit angry. Coach Fibonacci trying to motivate these Cougs. A second period of sloppy hockey as the Huskies are able to move out to a 2-0 lead. But nonetheless, the Huskies and the Cougs, still a bit of a close matchup here. Could go any of these teams' way. Coach Fibonacci says it all the time. You need 5 goals to win in the ACHA. And currently, the Huskies only have 2 so far tonight. But the Cougs find themselves shut out in game 1 of this Apple Cup series, not because of a lockdown performance from Zach Reddy, but because of some lockdown defensive play from the University of Washington.
UW has had an absolutely insane defense so far, and they are so versatile. They have been able to do everything. They are shutting down the Cougars, and then they are skating it into the Cougar zone to try to get a shot on goal or even a goal themselves. I know there's quite a few defensemen on the team who have definitely at least a few goals. So that has been something that has really helped UW in shutting down these Cougars so far.
The defenseman Darren Morris for the Huskies got on the board early in that matchup, followed closely by Cameron Britt in the second, as this cracking community iceplex getting loud for period number 3. Sahovinen, Lampman to the faceoff. Puck drops, and we are underway. Sit back and enjoy this one, ladies and gentlemen, as the Huskies push it in deep to the zone. Keegan Lucas back to play it behind the net of Cool. Backhands it, trying to find Carlson, picked up by Lampman as Williams puts a shot on goal off the stick and pad of Alexi Cool, out of play. And what's a play to kick off this third period?
Definitely the Cougs are coming out really fast right now, and we just have to hope that they keep up this speed to try and match with UW and try and get those shots that are going to lead to goals.
Benjamin Lampman back to the faceoff in the near zone. Again, opposed by Samuli Sahovinen. 19 minutes, 45 seconds left. Period number 3 as the Huskies win the faceoff and have to battle for it along the boards. Dominic Wolf trying to find Eom out in front. Doesn't work as Sam Hembry backhands it off the boards. Eom back to play it in the far wing. Has it taken away by Max Lazaro, who feeds a pass for Cole Carlson. Doesn't quite see it as it's pushed back into the Cougar zone. But here comes Sahovinen past the red line. Just wheels it in. For Carlson now on the far corner, who has to fight for it along the boards with number 9. As a loose puck, Dominic Wolf, Max Lazaro fighting for it at their feet. They pin it against the boards as it kicks out. Max Lazaro will leave it for Samili Sahovinen, who plays it off the boards and in as the Cougs get off for a small change. Max Lazaro to try and clean it up in the Husky zone, but here comes UW. Lampman gives it to Eom past the red line. They have to dump it into the zone. 19 minutes left in the third period. Reed Mullen to play it. On his backhand, tries to push it out. Max Lazaro trying to clean it up, but here come the Huskies. Shot on goal from Cameron Britt. The rebound cleaned up. No! Just goes over the head of Alexi Cool. A save, and then a missed shot as Alexi Cool keeps this game 2-0. As there's icing on this play, and the puck will be drawn back into the Cougar zone with 18 minutes and 43 seconds left.
Number 34, Britt for UW, has been an absolute powerhouse for them so far. He has been getting pucks in, getting them on the net, and he's really creating a lot of these opportunities for the Huskies currently.
First line putting in overtime as they stay on the ice. Face-off won by the Huskies as Irwin can't keep his handle and gets shoved by Reed Mullen as Cameron Britt back to play. He's got a goal so far tonight. Wheels out behind the net. Backhand pass out in front is picked off by Cole Carlson. Looking to clear it out. Tries to, and it's kept in by Kanaka. Ferguson puts on a shot. Kicks over to Irwin, and he scores! Pardon me, they blowed this play dead. A bit of a weird series of events that happened right there. The Huskies continued to play the puck despite the whistle, and it culminated with Cameron Irwin basically getting the goal there, but of course the play was blown dead, so they won't count it on the stat sheet, but it's there for pride at the very least.
Yeah, and he's got to watch with taking shots after they blow whistles. If he has heard that shot, the ref will either sometimes give him a warning or even sometimes penalties.
Face off in the neutral zone, won by the Cougs. Lex Ballard lost his handle as the Huskies push it back right in immediately as Cameron Britt got tripped up, but there will be no call on the play as Hank Hamlet tries to clear it out. Kept by Kanako, tries to put a shot, hit off the body of Cameron Britt. Here come the Cougs. Lex Ballard, the defenseman, head of steam. He can skate as he tries to wheel out in front, tries to put a shot on goal. Defensive stick cleaned it up as another bouncing puck out in front is cleaned up again by Reddy. As Evan King stops and starts in the far corner, loses his handle. As the Cougs just trying to pin it into the zone as it tipped up and into the penalty box. As UW's penalty box minder is able to make the snag and hand it right back to the referee. 17 minutes and 57 seconds left in the third period. 2-0. Huskies still leading, looking to wind this clock down. As Matthew Taylor will head to the faceoff circle up, opposed by Maloney. Huskies win it, drop back into their own zone. As number 3 loses his handle, tries to get it to Yang as they try and break out. Loose puck picked up by Matthew Taylor, has it in the far corner. Pass out in front, picked off by the Huskies. Fighting for it behind the net. Kanaka gives a pass to number 12, Yang. Puck just goes wide of his stick as he tries to clear it in. As it's pushed back in again by Michael Clark. Cougs, the forecheck, just being relentless at the moment. As Michael Clark is there to fight for it with Kanaka. As Logan Maloney tries to clear it out, and he will to the Kraken logo. As Sam Hembry can't get it, goes between his legs. Hembry to clean it up. With 17 minutes, 20 seconds left, 2-0. The Huskies still leading. Huskies force a turnover. Sloan, number 44, looking for Maloney. Pass to Maloney, doesn't get on his stick. As Patterson's there to clean up. Shot on goal off the pad of Alexi Cool. Sloan to clean up in the near wing. Back out to Patterson. Feeds it for Maloney. Trying to get on his backhand. Tries to feed a man out in front. That was Yang, who just doesn't connect on it. And the Cougs clear it out. And the Huskies have to touch up. Maloney shoots it in off the stick of Sloan. No icing as the Huskies go off for a quick change. Forecheck trying to keep him pinned in as they get fresh bodies on the ice. Sam Hembry back to play on defense behind the net of Cool. Ali's there on the forecheck as Hembry gets it to Bushkin, who just tips it into the neutral zone for Max Lazaro trying to play as he has to just avoid colliding with the Husky out in front as they'll push it back into the zone. And yet again, the Huskies forecheck absolutely amazing tonight. As Cole Carlson gets it along the boards, tries to clear it out, kept in again by the Huskies. Hembry to fight for it, scrum for it, along with his forward, Cole Carlson, the superstar on this team. And again, the Huskies just being relentless, keeping pucks deep. As Ali keeps up with the puck, they'll blow this play dead for a penalty. Looks like a hand pass there, and we'll see where they put the face off. But the Huskies just being relentless on the forecheck.
This period's been really fun so far because in the first period, we saw the Cougs come out a little sloppy and UW was looking really dominant. Second period, we saw UW looking a little sloppy and the Cougs looking a little more dominant. And this one has been such an even matchup so far. They both look so good right now.
Face off won by the Cougs. Reed Mullen draws it back into his own zone. Off the boards to Lazaro, who doesn't quite get his handle on it. Lucas Robinson has to backhand it up. A little saucer pass to Cole Carlson, who just tries to play the bouncing puck as it goes into the Husky zone as they will play it down ice. Will this be icing? Yes, it will. A bit of a late whistle there as Alexis Cool has his hand up. The ref makes the right call. Will drag this puck down ice into the Husky zone. There are 15 minutes, 53 seconds left in frame number 3 and 2-0. The Huskies still lead it. As they'll bring this face-off to the far face-off circle off the left side of Reddy as a bit of a false start here. Blow the play dead and we'll do it again. Van Rayner at the face-off circle for the Cougs, opposed by Anthony Andres for the Huskies. Face-off at their feet. Won by the Huskies, who are ringing around the boards for Ali, who has to push it back deep for Patterson. Huskies trying to plot a breakout. Patterson trying to feed a man on the boards. This is kept in by the Cougs. Beautifully there by Evan King. Gets it on his backhand, pushes it in deep. As Huskies ringing around the boards from number 19. Has it poke checked away from him. Evan King to clean up in the corner. Poke checked away from him. As the Huskies trying desperately to get out of the zone. Ali to play it. He's got Van Rayner there. He got shoved to the ground. Hank Hamlet lowered the shoulder, caught Ali sleeping. He didn't know what hit him. As the Huskies chip it up out of the zone. Past the cracking logo. Here comes Ali, fresh off that hit. Up Broadway, has it taken away from him as he lost his handle. Here come the Cougs. Van Rayner stops and starts, gives it to Evan King, who doesn't quite see it as it's picked off by number 8, Williams, who tries to play it off the boards to himself. Feeds a pass over to Dominic Wolf, picked off by Lucas Robinson on defense, clears it into the zone, and the Cougs and the Huskies get a change. Number 9 feeds it over to Dominic Wolf, who brings it past the red line to Lampman, past the blue line, up Broadway, loses his handle. Lampman almost had a golden opportunity, just can't keep his handle as Eom is there to play it in the far corner. Pushed into the boards, pressed up against the boards with his skate as it'll kick off, trying to get the stick of Lampman. Picked up out in front by Eom, puts a shot on goal, loose puck, just cleared away. How Lexi Cool, how did he make that save? As Eom tries, backhands it out for Lampman, doesn't quite work. Hacking and whacking out in front. Where's the puck? Picked up by Dominic Wolf, who puts a shot on goal. And again, the refs call this for a hand pass, and you will blow this play dead yet again. That has been the story so far of this period. Hand pass after hand pass after hand pass.
Man, those had some insane rallies just there. Pucks after pucks. The Cougs are doing an amazing job of just getting in UW's passing lanes. They're stopping those pucks. They're gaining possession. They just need to be finding those passes to each other, and they are going to be looking dominant out here.
Lampman wins the faceoff, gives it to William, who chips it into the zone. Keegan Lucas back to play it, wings it around for Max Lazaro, who turns it over to the Huskies. Feed out for Eom, who just barely loses his handle as Max Lazaro picks it off, tries to get to Samusa Hovnen, who didn't see the pass, as it's kept in yet again by the Huskies. Here come the Cougs, though. Cole Carlson tries to feed a pass over to Max Lazaro, doesn't work. Has to drop it for Sam Hembry, and they'll call this play offsides as Sam Hembry and Max Lazaro didn't quite know where the puck was, didn't know where they were on the ice. Confusion causes the offsides with 13 minutes and 57 seconds left in the third period of action. 2-0. Huskies still leading. Morris with a goal, Britt with a goal. Huskies just trying to watch the last minutes of this period tick off the clock as the Cougs win the faceoff, but it's taken back quickly by the Huskies. As Max Lazaro picks up the loose puck, pushes it in deep for the zone. Number 8 going to play it. Tries to feed a pass out in front, picked up by Keegan Lucas at the Kraken logo, who fires a shot just wide of the net, gloved down by Reddy. As here come the Huskies. Irwin trying to feed a pass to Cameron Britz, the goal scorer tonight, as he gets leveled into the boards. Cameron Britt lowered the shoulder on Keegan Lucas, the 34-on-34 action there. As number 9 takes the puck by himself. Here he comes past the red line, near side, dumps it into the zone. Round behind the nets, Reed Mullen back to play it. He gets pinned into the boards by number 9, Morris, goal scorer tonight. As the Cougs just trying to pick up this loose puck, and they will. Van Rayner just barely tips it there to Hank Hamlet. Here comes the freshman. Hank Hamlet tries to put on a dangle. Poke checked away. That's been the story tonight. The poke checks for the Huskies have been well-timed. As Hank Hamlet still fighting for it with Van Rayner. Van Rayner comes up with it, tries to put a shot on goal off a defensive leg, and it is cleared out by the Huskies. The Cougs unable to get anything going on offense. As the Cougs are able to push it out of their zone, picked up by the Huskies at the Kraken logo. Maloney to Konopka. Doesn't get on his stick as they get pushed back into their own zone. Heiser for the Huskies. Gives it to Maloney. Looking for a breakout. Here he comes, Maloney with a bit of steam. Past the logo, past the blue line, near side. Pushes into the corner, around behind net. Has it poke checked away from him. Defensive stick from Reed Mullen. As Yang is there to clean it up for the Huskies. In the near corner, passes it to Maloney behind net, passes it out to Konopka on the near wing. Shot on goal off the skate of Reed Mullen. As Mullen picks it up, flips it up into the net, out of play. A fan will get a souvenir as a stick goes flying. Some chaos down here in the Cougar zone with 12 minutes and 9 seconds left in the third period.
You know, so far, both teams seem to be, when they get the puck, they seem to want to be taking it through where there's the most players, which is just getting them shut down over and over again. They need to be looking for those open lanes, driving it wide like that last play there. That's really going to help both of the teams out.
Third line out for the Cougs as Matthew Taylor won the faceoff, but it's taken back quickly by the Huskies. Sloan for UW, wheels out to the far corner, passes it back to Yang in the far corner, as he has it taken away from him by a couple Cougs as Logan Maloney picks up the cup. Loose puck out in front, shot on goal. Yang denied by Alexi Cool. He's only allowed 2 so far tonight after quality opportunity after quality opportunity.
Alexi Cool is really keeping the Cougs in this game right now. He is facing shot after shot after shot, and he is just absolutely standing on his head to block these. He's really keeping this Cougar defense alive right now.
Samuli Sahovinen to the face-off circle. The man from Finland, as the face-off is won by the Huskies from the blue line. Shot on goal just over the outstretched glove of Alexi Cool. As the puck comes in behind the net of Cool. Sahovinen back trying to shove Maloney off the puck as he'll drop it for Yang, who has his stick lifted out of his hands. No penalty there, but an interesting call. Good stick work from Samuli Sahovinen as he takes the puck there as Sloan is shoved into the boards. UW absolutely furious about the lack of calls here on the ice. As the centering pass is picked off by Max Lazaro. He's got Cole Carlson for a breakaway. Here comes Cole Carlson as he has it poke checked away. Konopka, lockdown defense. Cole Carlson, the superstar, denied for the second time tonight. As Maloney fights for it in the corner, tries to chip it up and out of play. No, stays in bounds as it will go into the Cougar zone. Lex Ballard to clean it up. As Ballard feeds Michael Clark, tips it into the neutral zone. Here come the Huskies getting right back to work. As Patterson just almost gets clipped by Hank Hamlet. As the Cougs try and play it out, tips out of play. And we'll face off here with 10 minutes and 50 seconds left, 2-0. The Huskies leading after Cole Carlson got denied on a possible breakout opportunity.
You know, and it looked on that possible breakout opportunity that there might have been a small holding call. I have a lot of respect for refs, but so far these refs have been missing quite a few calls on both sides. We saw in the Cougar zone there was a little scramble in the corner as well as that stick lift. They just got to be calling these, and so far right now there aren't, and it's hurting both of them.
We saw it a lot in that Western Series. The ACHA refs sometimes leave players out to dry as the faceoff is won by the Cougs. Taken now by Keegan Lucas, who tries to feed a pass across to Hank Hamlet, goes wide of his stick. Down ice. Will it be enough for icing? No, it will not. Does not quite roll far enough. And the Huskies trying to plot a breakout in their own zone. Patterson, number 22 for the Huskies, feeds it to number 19. Tries to play it, gives it to Andres, who somehow comes up with it on his puck. Here he comes by himself, past the blue line, has it poke checked away. Loose at their feet, cleaned up by Andres. Yet again, picks up his own loose puck. As Andres wheels around behind the net, gets shoved a little by Sam Hembry, who takes the puck away. Passes it right into the hands of Patterson, who gives it back to Sam Hembry. A little Cougar to Husky action there as they scrum for it along the boards. Keegan Lucas, the defenseman, trying to take it out, trying to clear it. Doesn't work. Huskies come up with the puck. Andres turns and fires off a defensive stick. Huskies just looking for goal number 3 as Sam Hembry is able to clear it out of the zone, and the Huskies have to touch up and get a change. Sam Hembry, the team captain, defenseman on this team, feeds it over to Keegan Lucas, his teammates, as it's tipped into the zone by Cadence Kelly. As Cadence Kelly picks up that puck, tries to put a shot on goal, doesn't work off a defensive stick. Matthew Taylor out in front, pass to Bushkin, who tries to connect and gets denied by Reddy. Taylor to Bushkin, doesn't quite work. As here comes Eom, who has it poke checked away from him. Dominic Wolf to clean up the trash and push it into the zone. 9 minutes left in the third period, 2-0. The Huskies still leading. As Dominic Wolf fighting for it in the corner, along with Lucas Robinson for the Cougs. As that puck is cleared off the boards, gloved down by number 9, as he puts a shot on goal from the blue line, and gloved down by Alexi Cool. Back and forth action here at the Kraken Community Iceplex, but still the score stuck at 2-0, Huskies leading.
You know, we talked about the Huskies defense and how strong they are, but so far their offense has not been doing very much. They're not standing out. They're not looking very significant. So if they start connecting with the D a little better and making these better plays, they're going to get so many more opportunities on Alexi Cool.
Lampman wins the faceoff and gets it for the Huskies, trying to set up a play. But the Cougar defense just getting their sticks involved, getting their bodies in the way. Behind the net, they feed it for Dominic Wolf, who wheels out to the near corner as they'll blow this play dead as the goal came off its posts. They'll have to reset things here, fix it up a little bit. You got 8 minutes and 54 seconds left, about 9 minutes basically left in this third period. And of course, the Huskies still leading 2-0. We'll sort out where to put this faceoff. Looks like they're going to bring it out to the neutral zone, just outside of the Cougar zone, on the near side here, just by the Alaska Airlines logo. Huskies wearing their all-black uniforms. Cougs wearing their all-white uniforms. As Cole Carlson has an opportunity here in the near corner. Picks up the puck, pass out in front, trying to find Lazaro. Just goes wide at his stick. He has to clean up in the corner. Backhands it out to Michael Clark, who gets absolutely bullied by Cameron Britz. As the Huskies play it down ice, will this be icing? Yes, it will, as Lex Ballard has to get on his horse, put it into second gear, and just beat the icing to bring this puck down into the Husky zone.
You know, we see a little more of this dump and chase hockey that we saw in the first period. They're kind of just throwing pucks and hoping that their teammates find them on both sides. We do see that the Cougars are having a little bit better control this period. They're looking really strong. They're coming out quick. They're really trying to match UW's speed right here. And hopefully they're achieving what they hope to achieve currently in this period.
This game getting into the waning stages. The Cougs need a goal in the next few minutes as Nico Umile forces a turnover, tries to pass out in front, but no one was there. As the bouncing puck is cleaned up by Cameron Britt for the Huskies, places off the boards, down ice, cleaned up now by Lex Ballard for the Cougs. Tries to clear it out, kept in by Morris. No, he loses his handle, gives it to Cameron Britt. Wheels into the near corner, drops it for Cameron Irwin, passes it out to Morris. Shot from the blue line, trying to get a tip, doesn't work. Another tip opportunity doesn't quite work. The Huskies just coming up empty on those two opportunities. As number 8 with a shot on goal through a screen, doesn't work. Defensive body shut it down. Alexi Cool is just watching this puck kick away. As Huskies put another shot on goal off the body of Cool. Stays strong, gets the save as Nico Umile tries to break it out. Kept in again by the Huskies. They just keep these Cougs pinned down. As Cameron Irwin picks up the puck, gets it to Ferguson in the near corner. On his backhand, drops it back to Cameron Irwin. Wheels out behind the net of Cool, trying to find someone to pass to out in front. And he finds Britt, but doesn't quite get it on his stick. As Lex Ballard was there to kind of push it away. Cameron Britt in the near corner puts a shot on goal into the body of Alexi Cool. Seals it off, pushing, shoving, tempers flaring here in the third period. Cougars, Huskies, a rivalry as old as time. These teams do not like each other. 7 minutes, 39 seconds left in the third period. Still 2-0. Huskies leading, and definitely things getting chippy on the ice as the Cougs are watching this game slowly drip away from them.
It's going to be interesting to see, you know, in this first period when we had that little scramble near the net, it led to a few more penalties than I think both teams were kind of hoping for. It's going to be interesting to see if that's the same case.
The goal scorer, Cameron Britt, will head to the penalty box for the Huskies, and it will give the Cougars a man advantage. They have nobody heading to the sin bin on that skirmish out in front. But nonetheless, Cougs, a 5-on-4 opportunity here. They got 7 minutes, 29 seconds left in the third period. 2 minutes of 5-on-4 hockey. If they can't connect here, there's nothing else they can really do in this period.
They definitely need to capitalize on this power play right now, make some good passes, get those pucks on net, get bodies there.
They bring out David Bushkin for the power play as they win the faceoff, but immediately turn it over to Mahoney. Here comes Mahoney past the blue line on the near side. Stops and starts, passes out to Kanaka, who has to try and push it in deep. Kicks off a Cougar body, cleaned up by Andres, as they will call this play offsides and will drag it out to the near faceoff circle in the neutral zone. Cougs lost that faceoff in the Husky zone with the man advantage. A critical mistake that could kill them later on in this period as Samuli Sahovnin heads to the faceoff circle. Cole Carlson to his right, David Bushkin to his left. He's got Lazaro back behind him with Sam Hembry to his left as well. As they'll sort out the placement here, Kanopka and Bushkin getting a little happy there as they finally drop the puck. Scrambling for it at their feet, won by the Cougs as Sam Hembry kind of draws it back to his own zone, but had two Huskies converge on him. They try and break into the neutral zone. Max Lazaro has it poke tricked away. Andres just chips it up right into the glove of Alexi Cool, who drops it. He understands these Cougs only have a small window to get it done with 1:30 left on the power play. Tries to feed a pass to Sahoven and goes wide. And Maloney back to clean it up for the Huskies as they clear it down into the zone. And the Cougs just looking like they are not going to get anything going on this power play. As Sam Henry, defensive team captain, trying to pack past to Max Lazaro, wasn't even there. An ill pass from Sam Hembry. Not just very bad communication there from the Cougs. As Huskies push it back into the zone yet again. Sloan picks up, gets shouldered off the puck by Max Lazaro. Lowered the shoulder, laid a bit of a heavy hit on open ice. As Samuli Sahovnin has the puck behind the net of Cool. Drops it off for Sam Hembry. Let's see if they can't set something up here. Here comes Hembry. About as fast as he can possibly skate. Past the red line, pushes it in deep. Ready back to play behind no zone net. As the puck is not kept in the zone by the Cougs. Cole Carlson tried to get his stick to the puck, keep it in, doesn't work. As yet again, the Huskies get a change and get some fresh bodies on the ice. Sloan cleans it up in the near corner, feeds it for Yang, who wheels out to the blue line. Pushes it back into their own zone. The Huskies just toying with the Cougs right now, even though the Cougs have the man advantage. As Sloan's there to clean it up in the Cougar zone, near side. He's got two Cougs pinning him against the boards. As Zane comes up with the puck, out in front, tries to put a shot on goal, cleans up his own, rebound, just goes wide. As Lucas Robinson tries to clean it up on defense for the Cougs, feeds it for Cole Carlson. Here comes Carlson, past the Kraken logo. Far side, past the blue line, gets almost shouldered into the boards by number 65. He just evades the hits as it's kept in by the Cougs, but taken right back by the Huskies, who played off the boards. Penalty expires as this puck is just beat out by Cameron Britt. Got on his horse and beat out the icing as they pin it against the boards. The Huskies just trying to whittle time off the clock as Matthew Taylor goes to fight for it in the far corner. Picked off here by Keegan Lucas. Here comes the defenseman with a head of steam as it's poke checked away from him by Dominic Wolf. The sticks for the Huskies just absolutely shutting down play after play for the Cougars. As Lightman tips a pass for Eon. He brings it into the zone on the near side. Puts a shot on goal off the blocker of Alexi Kuhl. Kicks out for Max Lazaro, who tries to leave it for St. Louis Sahoven. Here he comes, the Finland phenom with Cadence Kelly. Puts a shot on goal off the body of Reddy. As his puck kicks into the near corner. Sahoven going to play with Cadence Kelly as well. Good opportunity for Sahoven, but an even better save from Reddy as the pass out in front is picked off by the Huskies. Trying to clear it out. Kept in by Lex Ballard, the freshman. Shot through by, off a tip. Chipped up into the air, just over the net. Lex Ballard looking for goal number 2 on the season. Doesn't get it as they pin it in the boards on the far side. Taken here by Max Lazaro. Passes out. Michael Clark puts a shot on goal. Doesn't work. Michael Clark puts another shot on goal. Doesn't quite work. Max Lazaro picks up the loose puck. Shot on goal into the glove of Zach Reddy. Quality opportunity after quality opportunity after quality opportunity. But Zach Reddy proving why he has that .974 save percentage.
You know, going back to that Cougars power play, pass after pass after pass, as my coach would say growing up, who's that to? It's just open ice that they're just passing to. They need to be connecting those passes, especially when they have those power play opportunities, because that is what's going to get them in the zone. That's when it's going to get them goals, especially when they don't have full strength.
Huskies win it in their own zone. Played off the boards through the neutral zone to Cameron Irwin. Here he comes, number 11. Pass out in front, no. Defensive body of Lex Ballard shut it down as he gets shoved to the ice by Ferguson, who feeds it to Anders. Puts a shot on goal off the blocker of Alexi Kuhl. Number 9, Morris puts a shot through a string, just goes wide, doesn't connect. As Matthew Taylor tries to clear it up, passes it into the hands of Ferguson, who gives it to Andres in the corner. Pass around to Cameron Irwin, looking for a goal tonight, who gives it to Williams, who puts a shot through a screen, turned off the pad of Alexi Kuhl. As Ferguson's there to clean it up for the Huskies. Tries to get to Williams, but here come the Cougs. No, Lex Ballard can't get his stick to it. Ferguson tries to feed Irwin, doesn't get his stick to it as Micah Clark's there to clean it up. Micah Clark around the boards, trying to clear it out. Kept in by Morris. The Huskies just refuse to leave the Cougar zone as he gets shoved into the boards by Van Rayner, the senior captain on this Cougar squad. They got 3 minutes left in this period. The Cougs in desperation mode now as the Huskies refuse to take their foot off the gas. As loose puck out in front, cleaned up by Cole Carlson, backhands it out of the zone. The Huskies finally have to touch up on this scoring opportunity. Williams backhands it into the zone, pushes puck steep. Cougs get a change. Sam Hembry there to clean it up. Pass off the board to Morris, who just has to kick it into the near wing. Sloan to pick it up for the Huskies. Around behind the nets, looking for someone to pass to. Doesn't have anybody. Kicks it out to the blue line for Maloney. Puts a shot on goal. Through bodies. Kicked away off the pad and then stick of Alexi Kuhl. As Lex Ballard puts a beautiful check on the boards to be able to separate him from the puck. As the Huskies just desperately trying their best to fight to keep that in the zone. Lex Ballard, the freshman, plays it through center ice. Past the logo as David Bushkin got laid out by Williams. No call as he got hit from behind and shoved to the ice. As here comes Morris past the blue line, just barely on sides, but here come the Cougs. Max Lazaro. He's got David Bushkin, the freshman. He stops in sharps, puts a shot on goal. He scores! David Bushkin, the freshman, 8 goals so far this year. It just continues.
Absolute beautiful goal there by David Bushkin. He just hit that top right corner. Reddy was absolutely not ready for that. And I think that caught him off guard a little bit. He's shaking his head currently. Beautiful, beautiful goal set up perfectly. And I think that's going to give the Cougars a little bit more energy to maybe come out here against UW right now.
A lifeline from the freshman, David Bushkin, who's been on an insane run in his rookie season, gets goal number 8. Beats ready for the first time tonight. The shutout is over as Sam Henry pushes it into the zone for the Cougs. They got 2 minutes left, only down by 1. This game is not out of their reach, not by a long shot. As Cole Carlson plays in the boards, as Van Rayner got shoved hard by Benjamin Lampman. Knopfler clears it out off the stick of Keegan Lucas. Here comes Dominic Wolf, cherry picking, stops and starts, makes Keegan Lucas look silly. Lampman to Wolf, backhand out in front, off the pad of Alexi Cool as Sam Henry plays it on the boards and down ice, and the Huskies have to touch up as the Huskies realize that this game is closer than they thought. Feeds a pass to Eom in center ice, feeds it to Lampman, who just gets it on his stick, up Broadway, all alone, just loses his handle. Second time tonight we've seen that from Lampman. A good opportunity, but just can't keep his stick on the puck. As Samuli Sahovan takes his puck, past the logo, 3-on-2 break. Max Lazaro tries to put a shot on goal, just gets turned off the stick as Max Lazaro picks it up, wheels out to near wing, puts a shot on goal, just whips on it, didn't make the extra pass. Selfish hockey from Max Lazaro as a shot from Reed Mullen goes off the butt of Matthew Taylor. That definitely stung as the freshman picks it up, pass out in front, loose puck, chipped up, and just over the goal. Max Lazaro tried to get the equalizer for the second time and just can't connect. Time running down here, 1 minute left in the period. The Cougs are on the doorstep of tying this game. As they feed it past to Max Lazaro, picked up by Ferguson, who pushes it into the zone. Cool gets it on his stick. They're running out of time. They need to get something going here. As they'll feed a pass to Samuli Sahovan, who tries to get it across for David Bushkin. It will work. The 1 goal score so far tonight for the Cougs. As here comes number 65 for the Huskies. Fires a shot right into the glove of Alexi Cool. Will stop the clock with 34 seconds left in the third period. 2-1. The Huskies still leading, but David Bushkin cutting that lead to 1. The Cougars refusing to go quietly in this third period of action.
In these last 2 minutes, you've absolutely seen the energy pick up on both sides. UW does absolutely not want the Cougs to tie this up. And obviously the Cougs are going after that second goal to tie this up against the Huskies tonight.
The fan section here for WSU getting loud. They know this game is not over. 34 seconds. Anything can happen in ACH hockey as the Huskies win the faceoff. Keep the blue line. Pass in behind the net. Picked off by Lex Ballard, who feeds a pass, trying to find Cadence Kelly. Just doesn't quite connect as though Huskies will push it back into the zone. 20 seconds left as Lex Ballard had his stick poke checked away from him. As Van Rayner plays it through center ice, Cole Carlson trying to push it in. It's Cadence Kelly there trying to take it away as they'll feed a pass across to Cameron Irwin, who will play it off the boards for number 65, who pushes it into the zone. 8 seconds left in this game. As Lex Ballard's back to play, they got one final push in them. But no, ladies and gentlemen, 3, 2, 1. That will do it for game 1 of this Apple Cup matchup. The Cougs refuse to quit in this game, but nonetheless, the Huskies get the win on night number 1. 2 for the Huskies, 1 for the Cougars off a David Bushkin thrilling goal. Nonetheless, Huskies take matchup number 1. Kate, what did we see through those 3 periods of exciting Pac-8 hockey?
You know, like I said, in the first period, the Cougs came out a little sloppy, came out a little slow, not the energy that maybe we were expecting. Second period, UW came out sloppy while the Cougars came out a little harder, were connecting passes a little better. That third period, I think so far has been the most evenly matched. You know, there was mistakes on both sides. There always is. But the Cougars looked really good. They were getting sticks in lanes, getting more passes, getting more opportunities that period. We saw that goal by David Bushkin. Absolutely beautiful, absolutely amazing play. And UW doing a great job with their stick pokes, getting also their sticks in lanes, and shutting down opportunities for the Cougs. I think that period was probably the most fun to watch. What do you think these teams are thinking going into the second game, and what is Coach Lupinacci and the coach of UW saying going into the locker room for tomorrow?
Well, let me tell you, if that David Bushkin goal didn't get your heart going, you must not have a pulse. That was just absolutely electric. To be on the call for that is insane. His 8th goal of the season. He's been on a terrific run. But absolutely, if you're the Huskies, you definitely underestimated the Cougs a little bit. Their ability to hold you to only 2 goals in this game, where last season you were averaging at least 8 goals a game. Again, ACH hockey, you need 5 goals to win. And so far, the Cougs held them to 2. One of their closest matchups so far this year against an absolutely dominant UW team. They won the Pac-8 championship last year. They're looking to try and do that again this year as well. They got a lot lot of freshmen on this team, but the Washington State Cougars also have a lot of young talent on this team as well. As Wazoo thanks their fans who traveled all the way from the Palouse here to Seattle to come support them. They'll be back for game number 2 as well. But if you're Coach Fibonacci, that is definitely not the best that you can play. This team played against Boise State down in Boise for the Boise Invitational, and they were able to hold them to only 2 goals, I believe. So that was definitely the peak, the pinnacle of what this team can do. So to have a performance like this tonight against arguably a bit of a weaker opponent in the University of Washington Huskies, this is definitely not the peak that this Cougar team can rise to. So if you're Coach Fibonacci, the ceiling is much higher for this team. But again, the Huskies definitely underestimated the Cougars a little bit in that matchup.
Yeah, the Huskies, they came out, they were probably thinking that they were absolutely going to dominate this game like they had in previous seasons. Cougars told them, no way, not today. I'm very excited to see how they're going to come out tomorrow. They definitely want to win the game tomorrow, especially how close it was. They just need to carry that energy from the last 2 minutes of the game into that first period tomorrow. Come out hard, come out strong, and really show UW that they are not a team to be messed with.
The Cougars fall to the Huskies 2-1 in game 1 of this Apple Cup weekend matchup. You're listening to Cougar Hockey here on KUGR, Cougar College Radio. We will be back tomorrow at 8:45 for Puck Drop. Again, Washington State Cougars, University of Washington Huskies, game 2 of the Apple Cup. They could split the series. Huskies could come away with the 2-0 win. You never know in ACHA hockey. Thank you so much for watching tonight. I'm Smith Slide, joined by Kate Cherney in the broadcast booth. Remember, it's a great day to have a great day. And go Cougs.